Hello everyone and welcome to ZSR3! Today we have another Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 6 Standard Tournament. Winner's Bracket Round 1 here between MrMario and the Aranaut. I'm starting with me on comms today is Heckmania. How are you doing?
Hey, hello, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well yourself.
Yep, looking forward to a good race here. Mario and Aranaut, two of the veterans of the Randomizer, having both been around since before the days of race time. So it's been going on at least 3 years for them both. Should be an excellent match here. Mario the 8th seed and the Aranaut is the 57th seed here. And as you can see, both have plenty of experience in racing. This prize is actually their first time 1v1ing each other, actually, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, looking forward to just a full great weekend of jam-packed action once again, getting me off to a good start here with Mr. Mario versus the Aranaut. As we look, you just see a staggering number of races for both of these runners. You look at Mr. Mario, though, 384 total races. Those type of numbers are just wild to me. But of course, you've got a veteran in the racing scene. Things are to be expected like that.
Sure, and the Aranaut is all the 181 races, as
Yes.
we're getting ready to start here soon. Having switched over to the race scene, it looks like we're starting with Minuet and the Shadow Medallion today, as adult.
Ooh, Minuet with adult. That's nice. It's convenient for an extra song there.
Yep. And yep, we've got Luigi as a file name for Aranaut, because why not? Let's see our medallion layout here. Immediate check for them both. Spirit, Jabu, Fire, Shadow, Water, Shadow and Water. Okay, so Forest, Deku, and DC are our stones.
Ooh, that's a pretty easily attainable all dungeon stone route really early on.
Quite possibly as a good bonus song here off Minuet, which is not necessarily required. Kak is Path to Dongo, and can someone keep track of the Kokiri hints because I just missed all of them. Not Kokiri, Temple of Time hints. Okay, Shadow's Path to Morpha, 30 Skulls is dead. I did catch those two. I missed the first two on Temple of Time, though. Chat available to help with a few of these, because different heads at the same time makes her a bit of a mess.
Right. I will go back and rewatch that for just a moment, and as I missed it as well.
Alright, I'll keep an eye on Mario for the Temple of Time, and for the other two SFM hints then. Assuming he gets a glitchless jump up top, which he is currently failing. Okay, two of the Temple of Time hints are Shadow Demorpha, thanks. Dr. Ganon. Let's see, 50 is dead, alright, that's a good hint. And Skull Mask is dead. Excellent. First hint was 30 dead as well, ACU, thanks.
Alright. Saves me the time and effort. Thank you, chat, very much.
Yep.
Alright.
Tint and Kokiri, OT is Bolero. Hopefully they don't need that.
Looking at pretty much hovers on on the volcano or behind anything there.
Yep. Composer Grave is Din's Fire. That's funny game. And that's a wallet in the back of Kak.
Interesting. So,
logical fire arrows required. Okay.
That's right. Logical fire arrows. Although, definitely be looking to complete that as child then.
Oh, for sure. Depends where ZL is, though. Need to find that first.
That is true.
Kinda can't get in the door without it.
Well, there is magic.
Oh, that's the other half of that's the 1/3 of what you need to get that Dins logically. As to get Nocturne in the windmill. Which is probably Path to Bongo, I think, as we get the Goron pot is dead. Was there some Chews in Mido's house? Because I managed to miss where Aranaut or Mario got those. Well, I assume it was Mido's, because I'm not sure where else he could have gotten them. Nothing on Adult and Jew.
I believe it was Mido's.
And I think I fixed the crop. Yep, cropping and Aranaut should be fixed now. Sorry about that. That is a big chest on the left side. Big Pose is dead. And a big chest in the middle.
Goron
That's
Tunic.
Goron Tunic. Sun Song and Ice. And nuts.
Aranaut's gonna head into the Dampe race. Ooh,
And Mario's gonna hop right over. This is not a logic, but it is loud, and it gives him. Oh, there's fire arrows.
There's
well,
the
figured.
fire arrows. There you are.
That's a place. Sure, I guess. No, just need a bow, logically. Well, bow and logical access to those fire arrows to go get the dins. And ZL, of course. Somebody with better eyesight than me will need to keep an eye out on the volcano, because I can't tell ever what it is.
It is something to keep in mind that you'd be expected to have strength 2 or a hammer before you'd have that access to that fire. So it could be very interesting to keep in mind for our runners here as they get later into the logic of the seed.
For sure, as that's a BGS off like the Goron, why not? Dampe Race giving us a heart container and some junk, so we're out of here. Yeah, the Lindin's logic chain is looking kind of gross at the moment. We don't know what the entire thing is, but it's not looking like it's fun. Something to keep in mind for 10. Well, we know our what. Well, it's not really something to keep in mind for our Path to Bongo hit, because the Path to Bongo hit is very clearly doctored, so yeah. Mario not dipping crater, no. Doesn't have much in the way of health or much in the way of anything items to do with it. He's also running out of shoes,
big chest.
Problem. And Nehru's is not worth that shoe.
Right, it was only a 5-pack though, so I actually like the aggressive chew usage.
That's true. Just a heart piece on top of DC. Oh yeah, there's a lot of OoTR to watch.
Yes, thank you for watching us. We're just 5 minutes into Season 6 action, winner bracket round 1. I believe we've actually had some loser brackets matches already. So
Had one this morning for sure. Yep.
That is lots to keep up with here, and we're glad to cover it where we can.
For sure, yeah, 2 challenge cup matches and 2 season 6 bracket matches, and more stuff besides, as I get a blue P from the man on Earth there for Mario, doing checks Aranaut's already seen. Hint commands have now been updated now that I had a chance to go actually do that. Mario seeing this hilariously fun hint about pins. No, you don't need 4 explosives for the Grand City Maze. You need 2. Out of the 5 choose, Mario used 1 of the Grand City. Alright, actually, I may have just mismatched. No, it's gonna.
Oh, it was.
Okay, no,
10
check
shoes.
saying it was 10 shoes, and I can't count. I was like, trying to do that. I was like, no, that should have been 10.
Okay, I thought you could do it with 2. For
No,
whatever
I
reason.
was trying to remember how many rocks, but no, you didn't need more. Yeah, he used one in Link to Goron, he used one in the Bomb Grotto in Lost Woods, and one to get from Lost Woods to Goron City, so that's quite a few.
Fair enough. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay,
My
there we
apologies.
go.
I was having issues with my internet connection at the beginning. I missed some of the early routing. Got you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. This Moblin also trolling Aranaut as he tries to get up on top of the maze. There we go. Neither of them having much fun there, though Aranaut had a slightly less terrible time. Yeah, 50 to 30's dead. We don't know about 40. We don't know if that Bolero node is required yet, and we don't know about a lot of other things right now. We've got a bunch of repeat hints. We're also missing a lot of info.
Mr. Morrow saying bye to the last of their chews, using the 10th one here in the Redead Grotto at CAC.
I am not sure why the bot is not updating with the hints, because I know I updated them. Aranaut gonna kill a Skull Kid here for some money.
I mentioned this. Yeah.
Is a big waste of Mario's final chew, unfortunately.
Alas. Yeah, we mentioned this in the early, before we went live, how Aranaut really prioritized money early on in the qualifier races. I was wondering if he would stick with that same strat here in a 1v1. It seems they have, prioritizing that that adult wallet fill.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have found that Season 6, you can put yourself in a hole in the early game. I mean, it's a bit snowbally at times. So having really effective early game routing could be the difference in a 1v1. You know, so long as it doesn't funnel you into that hunting for your last item there. But I have seen a lot of races that the early Child 1, Child 2, Adult 1, Adult 2 routing really sort of be the end, you know, sort of the end variance in the times between runners. So interesting to see how these early routes are playing out in these races.
Yeah, interesting choice from Aranaut here. Not going to go back to Lost into this. She was going to go up the river instead, which, not a bad idea. Gonna get some hints, get some info, and a few items. We know that going back to Lower City with shoes got Mario not a whole lot of anything at the moment. Goron Tunic and Fire Arrows, neither of which are particularly interesting, or all that useful. At least for the moment. What is that in Lower River? Recovery Heart?
It's a mirror shield, I think.
It's actually Mirror Shield, okay. Rotating thing made me like confused. That Mirror Shield in Lower River is certainly required, as Spirit is the Light Medallion.
Early Adult River has been a play that's been catching on for a couple of seasons now, honestly. So, having a strong showing today. Although it will take a few more items to make the early Spirit play possible.
Just a few, yes. As Mario's off to go Child now. Makes sense, they really haven't found much of anything of particular immediate progression as adults, honestly.
Yeah, it seems to be a pretty standard find throughout many of the races here in Season 6. You'll see a very abbreviated Adult 1 section going straight to Child.
Yeah, especially when you just don't find anything, really. More repeat hits. Great. Can we get some new info, game?
Pretty dry start for our runners here, as we are 11 minutes in. We see our first Child Link action from Mr. Mario on the left-hand side of your screen.
Also going to check the Temple of Time hints. Okay, yep, 2 Shadow Pathomorpha and 2 copies of 30 Skulls. Okay, well, that could... Our 5 Pikachu's is on the toilet today. We're not getting that. It is a new hint. I'm not sure it's a very good hint, but it is a new hint.
Yes, Aranaut did grab the mirror shield. Use a nifty glitchless jump from the lower platform. I think that one looks a little bit slicker when pulled off correctly.
Yeah, the biggest issue, I think, isn't necessarily just the angle. It's the Octoroks that will knock you off it. Toilet that was a toilet hit, yes, and it was 5 bomb juice. So not 100% dead, but, well, they're not getting it in any case. If they somehow end up doing toilet for hinted 5 bomb juice, something's really gone funky with the seed. Alright, now Aranaut's back in Handle Cat with bomb shoes, and we'll see what he chooses to do with these. If he chooses to go into DC, that might be interesting. It is a stone, but there could be some stuff in there, especially because they've gotten effectively 0 items of immediate progression right now. I also do say he has a vanilla, I think it's a vanilla Kokiri tuna color, but a custom mirror shield color, and that I really like. A matching set of green. There is yellow Kokiri tunic is... I guess I do like the purple-pink combination for hearts and magic, though. Aranaut's gone green altogether, it looks like, with his hearts and magic as well.
Well, Aranaut styling and profiling up Death Mountain Trail as Mr. Mario is doing Talon's Chickens. A new check here for us.
Yeah, got a little trolled and gets a heart container for his troubles. Not too bad, actually. Aranaut getting whammied by this Nehru's love. And is gonna just say get out of here. Gonna leave Goron City for later and go probably follow Mario to a child. They still have nothing of immediate progression. Mario at least Aranaut at least still has 8 shoes, but Mario's out of shoes and they have no other usable items, actually. Serenade off Malin is equally unhelpful in terms of progression. So yeah, because they cannot use fire arrows. Mirror Shield is nice as a shield, but does absolutely nothing else. And they don't really have any use for a wallet or a magic meter either.
Alright, Star, you're gonna get to Silo here at Lon Lon. You're gonna peek this item. You're gonna go grab it or not. What warp song are you playing out of the silo?
I might actually safe quit out of here and see what it is.
Fair enough.
Either that, Serenade or Minuet would be decent choices. And chat thinking maybe lock out. Well, nope, that's a Minuet for Mario. And actually, Aranaut's got time of day for night market as we get Zeal off Saria. Oh, that's something. And look at the Dins, which doesn't do anything else. Again, no immediate progression game, and Richard is just a heart piece too.
What is gonna be our first? Man, what is our first major item gonna be that that actually unlocks any sort of progression for us?
That's a really good question because we
don't have anything bombs, to do. But it usually seems to be the key. But we've seen some gnarly late bomb seeds here in season 6. It's been wild.
Oh my goodness, yes. As we find the other toilet hint. Some other more useful hints would also be good to see. Jatu Bongo is a waste of the path to Bongo hint considering that's for Nocturne. Yay, thanks. Very helpful. This hint is Goron City is path to Twin Rova. That's interesting as we get a bow off of Lost Twins Bridge Grove, which is marginally more useful, but you still need a hookshot to make better use of that, truthfully. It does open up HBA, I guess, since we do have a Pona song. Not much else, though. Well, HBA and the shooting gallery, and not a whole lot besides. Though there's already early GTG strike again, because it has a few times this season, and it is available.
I am reminded of a specific race where I think the first bomb bag was in that Stalfos chest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. Goron City path to Twin Rova. So that Goron City gave us fire arrows and a Goron tunic. Magic I thought was in the windmill, or am I mixing up?
Magic was in the windmill, that is correct.
Yeah, so fire arrows and the Goron tunic. Goron tunic is not it because the wallet was back a cack. Fire arrows were Goron City Maze's left side, which is behind a whole lot of stuff but does lock Dins, so our logic shenanigans is what that reads as we learn that Burning Cack is Song of Time. Here for Aranaut. Didn't quite catch what Tinstone this was. Boulder Destiny. Okay.
That was Boulder Destiny, yes.
Yeah, Bronzy Pet Twin Rover, which has fire arrows so far, probably for Spirit Key logic of Dins being hinted behind fire arrows of all things. Okay, game. Sure. Not a particularly useful hint info-wise otherwise.
Mario taking an early chunky little time loss there with the Ocarina game. Unfortunate.
So I'm guessing it's straight fire arrows just because of Din's location and probably just keys on fire lock checks is likely what's going on. It's kind of not a very useful as far as things go, honestly.
Yeah, I think
sword chest here.
Oh,
yeah,
please.
Go ahead.
I say as we watch Mr. Mario going to the Kakiri sword chest, it's something that you would probably be thinking as a runner that you've sort of kind of quote unquote solved that path. But if you are starting to look later in the seed, coming back to Goron City, definitely on the runner's mind in case they haven't found something that they need for the Spirit Temple.
Yep. Though, as you may remember, the opening match of Season 6 had some interesting Grand City path to Twin River ahead. It took a while to figure out that particular conundrum of a pair of hover boots that time around. GTG hammer logic got involved, which is not often you see that. Yeah, Mario's going to get Dins in the song here from the Composer Grave. No real reason not to. You still don't have much to do. Hoping for storms here probably, and you get your Dins on the way. Yeah, Mario can use Dins. It doesn't get him a lot of new checks. And just Sarias, which is not exceptionally useful.
Although it is another check in Goron City.
That is true.
Oh, big chest.
Dins. Remember, this is
Dins. That's right, that's right. Sorry. I was memeing on myself.
I do believe Wolfo's Garden was checked earlier by Mario with one of his chews, so this is something completely forgettable.
Isn't there some backdoor logic for Dins in Dongo's cavern?
DC staircase. If you've got a hammer and no strength or bombs, that can be in logic as adult to go climb further. Yeah, for the bomb bag chest. Because using bow to blow up the DC stairs is not in logic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trick, which is not turned on in these settings.
Don't think I would recommend that as a play right now, but it is an option. Should the runners consider it.
And nothing off Darunia. Sadly, Mario has no chews and no strength, so cannot check that pot. Or the hot rodder. Aranaut, though, has enough chews to go do that, which might be something he'll choose to do.
Mario gonna
check
go
this Prado's
do Child
either. And this here was Neighbors, I want to say. I remember this was something completely not... double defense. I was like, that's a major item that I did write down, so it must have been not useful. So what's actually in logic? Child Lake Valley, Cax Shooting Gallery, GTG Stalfos, HBA is in. We do have a Pona song and a bow in logic, because bow was Lost One's Bridge Scrub. Crater is in with bow, yes, so not the song. But yeah, only one check in Crater, which is the Crater Wall. Mirror Shield is in Lower River Toonwit. Aranaut went up river as adult just before going child. Found a Mirror Shield and not much else, honestly.
Yeah, I'm smelling a Sphere Zero bomb bag tucked away somewhere in a less obvious location than the normal meta route.
Well, it's certainly not Child Fishing, because that was a bloopy. Not even a refund. Thanks. 10 Skulls is in, yep.
Yeah, I think you switch on the game when you've got 10 Skulls in logic.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. 10 is not in, though. We don't have enough anything for it. Gonna need a strength, or bombs, or a boomerang, or a hookshot, or just about, or a bottle. There's a lot of things that can get us 20 skulls, but we do need at least one more item. Well, a bottle wouldn't do it by itself, I don't think, but it'd be close. Yeah, they sealed open gradage, true. Big Pose is not in, speaking of bottles, because we don't have a bottle to put a Big Po in. We can go kill a Big Po, just can't catch it. Yeah, 23 minutes in, or it's very, very dry. I should put up a prediction, and we're just chilling.
Yeah, it's a toss-up right now what the first dungeon we see dove into is. I think the highest probability just right now would be DC with those chews on Aranaut's side. But only
Yeah, but he's
4.
only got 4 left, is the thing. Yeah, Burnicac has sung a time Perbola. Which... yeah, I guess. I'm just more wondering where stuff is, cause... Rage for Shadow Lidsecway. I mean... we can't technically get in the door of Shadow Temple. We have Nocturne, Dins, and Magic. We just can't do anything in there.
Cannot cross that gap, that's right.
And we also don't have Logical Dins anyway. Or, yeah.
Alright. Desperately clawing through Sphere Zero here, our runners are. So we see Mr.
They're
Mario
really
in
running
Valley.
out of stuff. Yeah. That's not progression. That's a bloopy. I'm hoping Aranaut safe scums his shoes out of Goron City here, because I would like to see more Chulak checks as adult. Yeah, if we have hovers or hookshot, we could go do a bit more than nothing in Shadow Temple, but Dins is behind fire arrows, and fire arrows are in the Goron City Maze left chest, which is not readily accessible. Big Pose is still dead, I forgot we had that hint, so nope, definitely not a thing, and Hot Rodder is useless too. Yay! Double reset for our runners. I didn't see the waterfall item either, but presumably it's useless for Mario. Oh, okay. Child spawned in right in front of the Goron shop. Sure.
Ooh, Goron City Child Spawn. That's it's not too bad considering. I mean, it's not the worst.
Yeah, not the worst. Not very helpful though.
It isn't. It's just that once you get ways to interact with the other checks in Goron City, it's a little bit more convenient.
I just had a pair of hover boots off Dompe.
Well, that would be Shadow Temple, I think.
Not in Logic.
That's true. Very true. Not in Logic yet. Looking for Strength 2 or a hammer.
Yeah, to put Dins in Logic, and we still need CL and a hookshot, and explosives. Yeah, that is an interesting location for a pair of hover boots. Well, that also doesn't give us a whole lot of new checks, as it were. That gives us... what is it? So that gives us the Song and Crater. It gets us our Mirror Shield in Logic, which doesn't do anything either. And it gets us a Fortress Roof in Logic.
Yeah, it gives the Song and Crater and also whatever's on top of the volcano.
Yeah, and true, the first check in Fire is now available too. So, handful of things behind Hover Boots. I'm honestly thinking that Storms might be our next item, as Mario is failing the strat without a ranged weapon for that skull and decides to just quit. Fair enough. Yeah, now the question is, how does Aranaut get time of day for that? Because Sunsong is an ice cavern, and I don't know how tricky it'll be for Aranaut to get time of day for Dompe. Dompe taking segue with hover boots.
Mr. Mario gonna rush skulls, doing Night Cack as we saw, and picking up one that you don't see as often here in Child Lake. Get back of Lake hints, since the hints have also been dry.
Oh great! 40 is on light!
Get used to that skull collection.
We're getting skulls today. At least it's only light, so you can just collect them throughout the seed, but, well, that's a skull seed. Good info for Mario, honestly. We don't know where the other copy is.
Yeah,
and, it's getting towards night now for Aranaut, which hopefully will be good for him. And Colossus's path to Baronade. Okay. have absolutely no way of getting there in logic, so we can't get there out of logic. We do have a bonus song, but it's not immediately helpful, let's say that. Nothing in open grotto. We are a lens from Logical Crossing, yes. Wait, hammer chest is what? Sorry? I missed the item from Mario. I know that it was hammer chest. I didn't catch what it was at hammer chest.
That flashed way too quickly.
It might have been a magic meter purple. I honestly wasn't sure. There's the other 40 hit for Aranaut. Good, that was remote grotto. Someone may need a VOD dive to check that Lake Lab hit for Mario, because it might have been a magic meter, it might not have been, I honestly don't know.
Well, in the case of a newer runner versus a veteran, I would definitely give the edge to the veteran in such a hint and dungeon layout, since I would expect, the vet to have better skull routing. But between two seasoned hands at the randomizer, this would be very interesting to watch them route skulls, weave those in and out, trying not to lose too much time going out of the way for skull collection.
For sure. We don't really have any way to get skulls right now. Or not to really farm skulls. Again, no hookshot, no boomerang, no bottles. No much of anything at all, frankly. Yeah, 40 coins isn't really a problem. You can just get skulls on the way. It's a good thing that they both got that sub 30 minutes at least. So the issue is when you find that hint at 2.5 hours, or that you get the hint from Dorf because you never got the hint because you never found the hint stone. And he's like, "You'll never get my light arrows. You're beat me with the light arrows from Kakariko Village," and you're like, "Wait a second. Uh-oh." This had happened during one of the earliest races in, I think, Season 4 between Dylan Meeple and Daredevil X, where, oops, 30 skulls for lights happened. First few checks of Shadow for Mario. Unfortunately has 0 bomb shoes, so can only do 3 chests in here. Or mostly finds explosives in here. I think Aranaut is safe scum this time of day for Dompe, hopefully. We'll find out. Yeah, purple. 40 isn't bad, just requires doing. Hook and early Shadow would be interesting, to say the least. But it does. But we'll check to make sure that Aranaut should have gotten it right, though sometimes even the best of runners make mistakes. But assuming it's it's a little early, that's actually okay. You can get chickens and then go to Dompe, because I think it's towards the end of end of the day for him. As long as he does get Dompe doing this child cat trick, he'll be able to get his hover boots. I think he'll also wait on night just to get the night skulls too, because he does have that 40 hint. Yeah, it's really rare we talk about not being able to continue in Shadow without explosives, but Mario has no explosives. He needs that. You can only get to the first 3 chests. After that, you have to bomb the wall to continue, and, well, Mario doesn't have any explosives. Chat bombs could be here. It just is unlikely to be first bomb back with the placement of fire arrows and dins. Just because of how little we have, really. There's a decent chance bomb bag is one of our next progression items.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting, that or, well, that or a hook shot.
Fire arrows doesn't immediately need bomb segue. The issue is, it's so far out of logic there's a chance that it is bomb locked behind. That it is behind an item that's bomb locked, because, well, we're missing something. As we get 2 keys from Mario in the first 2 checks of Shadow, is not really what he wants to see right now. Yeah, it could be first logical bombs here. Purple is just not likely.
Mr. Mario is going to go on to this third chest, which, understood, you've found nothing.
You found nothing, and you don't have a lot of good options either. Check-ins here will be a good check for Aranaut. It's 4 check-ins in Season 6, and it's a check that is fair zero and easily skippable, and can really come back to bite. If Hammer and or Strength 2 are bound locked, yeah, segue, this place is really bound locked. And it's a small chest, so...
Digging
Are you
for
hoping for bomb
shoes?
shoes? Nope.
No luck.
Game says denied.
Yeah, so wants a very
he
unpopular
can do a couple
check.
more checks. I apparently can't count, but I do think he does get locked out of here eventually. Thought he was getting locked out there, but I may have forgotten. Slightly miscounted chests and lost my sense of direction. But he does have a limited amount of things to do here. Just a harpies of chickens. And another small key here for Mario is about as helpful as anything else. Okay, now he's locked out. 4 checks in Shadow without bombs. 3 keys and a huge rupee, which not helping. Okay, Aranaut's gonna go do the Runia. I do hope, actually, it might be earlier in the day than I thought, so I do hope he gets to his hover boots, though, just because hover boots look to be our next progression. Not sure what for, but there's a decent chance they help. Alright, I was going to set Scarecrow.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
the assumption, as I'm thinking about it, that magic is probably the hammer chest hint that we saw in Lake Cloud earlier from Mario, which is not particularly important since we have the other magic meter.
Top of Gerudo Fortress is reachable as well, right, with the hovers? So,
yep.
That is another check.
Yeah, Mario's heading over to the GTG area now, gonna get Open Grotto on the way. Cannot get the field bombables, unfortunately. And we'll see what Aranaut does here as he heads to Lake. Yeah, it's relatively early in the day right now for him, so... We'll get another look at that. Okay, gonna take the owl now. I was thinking, does he get the Lake Lab hint? Nope, just gonna head to the owl and go somewhere else. Money.
Yeah, this could be a chew farm.
Yeah, by choose on his way to Gerudo Valley, and when he's in Valley, which is not a bad idea. I was hoping he gets to his hover boots before he goes adult, but I'm not sure.
I am not sure that it's gonna happen.
Yeah, same, unfortunately. I was hoping his hover day was later, but nope. Hovers less, but still is bomb shoes. This will be interesting.
Didn't farm the full 200, so unsure if Aranaut is gonna go to GTG yet. I mean, it's about the only play you've got without those hover boots.
More or less, it's that or try DC with a bow and a handful of chews, which is a play you could do, just perhaps not the most appealing. Minuet. Interesting. Where's Aranaut going is now my question, because Minuet is not the song I would have expected. For anything. Guess Adult Goron City for him into Crater, perhaps? Unfortunately, he sells hover boots, so you can't actually get the song. Or the Crater item, if that's anything. So, speaking of, since I have hovers, Bolero on AD is useless.
That's a rough break. That's a rough break for Aranaut. They did not have time of day for Dompe.
Yeah, the shortcut is not an issue to Lost Woods. Dr. Ganon for the Aranaut, he can use Dins. So cared. You can use Dins on the thing from the other side. He's also okay. Yeah, there. Or he can use bow to shoot. This is logic. This is technically not a clip. It's funky collision, I believe, is what that is. So that works too. Nicely done. Nicer than the Dins for adults. So. That could not upgrade and a slingshot. Okay. Mario is not happy about that slingshot either. Some angry shield flicks. If one target is our next progression,
That is some cruel age change ping pong going on. If that's the case.
If it's a bow on the target in the woods, that doesn't do. Okay, bow I was gonna say was gonna do nothing, but bombs would actually be interesting. ACABS, a creative username in chat there, being a race monitor today. Thanks a lot for your work. I think that was nothing on the fortress roof. Mario's certainly not going for it.
Alright, as Mr. Mario heads into Gerudo Training Grounds, I'd like to thank you for watching for the first 40 minutes here. Season 6 action, the 8th seed, Mr. Mario, versus the 57th, the Aranaut. See, Aranaut's going to behold 2 large chests here in the Grand City Maze, and is going to delay those, because I think the plan might be to Dongo's cavern for them.
Might want to save Scum and check Crater first. It's hard to tell.
Good point. Good point.
Doesn't look like there's a whole lot in the maze for Mario. At least one key right side, I think. Get 2. Her container on the volcano. Okay, so that's not required, which is good for Aranaut. If that had been bombs, then that would have hurt quite a bit. Is that seriously 3 keys on the right side of GTG? Then. Okay, no, 2. I can't peek checks apparently. Our piece is nice though. And there's the save for Aranaut. Okay. The Composer Raven, not helpful.
I didn't see any of the big chests in.
I don't think so either. I'm counting keys just to know how many items are left at this point. Not sure how many key chests were in the maze past the first check there. EMT hint incoming for Aranaut. Frogs 2 is the Sora tunic. Okay. Sure. Not required. Might make that wall of the hair more interesting later somehow. Yeah.
Alright.
Not too much else to be said there.
A big rip on Stalfos chest, so something that was available from very early on in the seed. Not gonna be the answer here today.
Nope. And Mario with deciding he's happy here. Not gonna bother with hookshotless GTG, he's just leaving. Going to go get some money and go get some chews, because he is out. He's down to 0, but has 170 bucks.
In and out of the room a couple times, can farm up to 21 rupees a pop, I believe.
It's a 20 rupee pot, and then I think it's somewhere nearby you. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I believe you can grab the single as well. Alright, so we're gonna see Mario buy shoes.
You're not doing one of the only other checks left in logic in this game, which is the adult shooting gallery. Mario can also get the wasteland check way out of logic here too, which will be at least something new. Can't get the skull unfortunately, but that's how the seat's going. Just a bloopy. It's really looking like the woods target is our logical progression right now. Just because I think we've seen just about everything else that is in logic in this game.
I think you might follow this song pretty hard if you're able to. Do we know what's out here, or no?
Colossus? No, it's Path to Baronade, but it's out of logic. It could likely be useful, but
yeah, I think you might run down the storm here at Colossus, or sorry, you might run down the song that you find at Colossus pretty hard. But that's just my instinct. I'm not sure what the runners will choose to do.
Okay, Colossus as adult. The song is only a lens out of logic. The fairy is bomb locked, and the arch is a lot of things locked, depending where Requiem is, which is probably nowhere friendly. And the other issue is where's the lens? It's a whole other question. Let's see what the Wasteland chest is here for Mario. And Aranaut's heading over himself. Now there's small chest. Hover boots are on down feeding Dr. Ganon. Unfortunately, the Aranaut did not have the time of day for it. Song is hunted in Ice Cavern, so it's a case of some difficult to route time of day for him, which is unlucky.
Mario, however, did pilot through time of day quite skillfully, was able to pick up those hover boots, and tracking down, perhaps, across the wasteland over to Colossus, where we know Colossus is on the path to Baronade.
Mario has that hint, Aranaut does not. The copy was in Back Lake. Not sure it'll matter a whole lot right now, but we'll see. I don't know that you go back to Shadow after getting the song at Desert, honestly, ACU. Shadow's just not that appealing right now without a hookshot. And it's very out of logic too. Yeah, Purple. I probably would not go Shadow. I think so. It's gonna depend a bit on the song. That's here at Colossus. We'll see what Colossus Fairy is. We do actually have boss run. Boss shuffle is an option where the boss rooms get shuffled between each other, as Colossus Fairy is evidently not Path. We just don't have boss shuffle on for Season 6.
Alright, we need to have our spectacles ready for Colossus Arch here. It's always a tough check for me to spy and peek.
Same, especially at nighttime. Nighttime makes it easy to spot if it's a rupee, but anything else, good luck.
I'm gonna guess Storms.
First, though, is the song Requiem Prelude or Storms. It's a 1 in 3, and it's Requiem Vanilla. Well, thanks. Vanilla Requiem Path to Baronade, possibly? Yeah, Child Spirit's a thing when they go back child. Not in logic, but it is a thing. I still have no idea what that item is. Sorry, I forgot this cutscene sets time of day. Nando T is still Bolero. That's not a helpful hint.
That could be a hook.
I cannot tell, I'll be honest. He's going back into Shadow, though, and if it were a hookshot, I don't think he'd be going in here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because if it were a hookshot, he'd be going child, going to get the bean, planting it, and then going back. You know, do Child Spirit for the path, and then go back adult, and then go Shadow, get Hook, and then go Shadow Temple. I would not be going Shadow right now if I just saw Hookshot on the Colossus Arches Mario's.
I think that is not a major progression item, then.
It's certainly not something that he's charging off to go pick up, in any case.
Yeah, if that were Hammer...
It's not a hookshot. If that was a hookshot, he would not be here.
I agree.
I don't think. Maybe gambling it's stuck in here, that's possible. I just don't know if I would take that risk, especially with how miserable this scene's been.
Yeah, it could just be
We're
Iron
almost
Boots
an hour in, and we're still looking for the thing to open this seed up, honestly, which is kind of goofy.
Oh, Quiver. Okay. Quiver. I would buy a Quiver. Something sticking out diagonally. That
actually makes sense. Purple, yeah. Are 20 skulls in logic? That is a good question. I don't think so. It's another big chest from Mario, on the other hand, is a possibility for something interesting.
Here we go. Could this be the hook shot?
We're fine to find out.
Nope.
Well, that's why Shadow's Path to Morpha. Thanks.
As I feared, it could have been the iron boots. Ugh, that's a gross. That's a gross get. Oh.
That does not. But, well, that does absolutely nothing right about now besides Analogic Tech Grotto.
Yeah. So, do you go to the shortcut here? What's the plan? Do you think?
You can't even get to the shortcut without a hookshot's the problem.
Oh, I can't even get without a hookshot. Oh God.
You because without the hookshot you end up being a couple rooms short. Yeah, we had to Shadow Path to Morph hit for those iron boots. Thanks. Yeah, Purple. That's the problem with hookshotless Shadow. ZL-less Shadow you can open the shortcut. Hookshotless Shadow? Nope.
Yeah, I'm expecting a. Go check these chests. Get out of here. Go up to. Oh, big chest.
Big chest. As we debate things, is a very fun hookshot location.
Oh my God. Ugh.
Well, things. That's also Path to Morpha, as we get a highly shield. Interesting spot for a hookshot. But Mario getting bailed out for sure on that one. Sure.
But that is statistical theory, probability theory playing out, in real time here. If you have multiple path items,
it's more likely to get picked, yeah.
That is right.
Well, getting bailed out a little bit there for sure, because you can now full clear this place in one go.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Aranaut really needs to get the Dompe digging.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate it's just routing differences really with Dompe here for Aranaut today. He's done a lot of checks. Unfortunately, one of them was not Dompe digging, and kind of hurting a bit for that right now. Another key on left side.
Yeah, Mario is going to be foregoing any sort of logic for a while.
Just a bit, just to get a bloopy off the pot. Yeah, we need strength 2 or hammer for fire arrows for Dins, and we also just need bombs in general because bombs. Yeah, Mario is giving up on logic for the thing at this point for sure. Aranaut might find some at some point, but Mario's just gonna follow progression, which is going to be finish Shadow here. And then decide what to do after Shadow Temple, depending on if he finds anything else in this place, because we can't finish any of our medallion dungeons right now. No ring, no letter for Jabu, no hammer for fire, no long shot for water, and no a lot of stuff for spirit. Hint room is small for Mario.
It's 200 rupees for Aranaut, so I'm going to be following in Mario's footsteps out to the flying carpet salesman.
Yeah, been probably across the Colossus. Well, he doesn't have the path in, but it don't think it much matters. Big chest for Mario is a really funny spot for Lens. Okay, game. That's logically required for Requiem today.
Shadow's super early in this seed. Obviously
crossing the crossing is closer to being in logic verbal, but it's not actually in logic as you get the stone of Paga. Yes, the other chest here. Yeah, crossing is behind the lens, which is behind Shadow Temple, which is behind Dins, just behind Fire, which is behind Strength 2 or Hammer, which is who knows where in this game right now.
Yeah, buried several spheres down, but
Yeah.
you shortcut
Ones
a
may
little
also
bit.
be path to Morpha, possibly. I don't really feel like sticking in the game very well to get to choose from Aranaut. 12 now. Yeah, we're just still missing stuff. At least we'll have a medallion dungeon done sub-hour at least, which is not so good as I expected from the sea to start, considering how this went at the beginning. We're still missing so much stuff too.
Yeah, just a completely dry as the wasteland itself. First 30 minutes of this race, and not a ton better as we get to the 54th minute here.
Yeah, not really. We're still missing almost everything. We do have a few different items we're checking now. We still need letter. We still need letter. We still need boomerang. One of which is at least probably behind Child Spirit with that path. We need a hammer. We need log shot. We need 2 strength upgrades. Yeah, missing quite a few items for Ganon. Technically, we need a bomb back. I'm not sure they care too much. It would be nice to have to stop worrying about 2 counts.
What early... I guess... What is still in logic to check? Because there's an item that is the key to this seed.
10 skulls, maybe 20. Wood's target. Crater Song is a 50-50 prelude storms, and if it storms, that unlocks quite a few things.
Right, okay.
And that's about it, I think, as far as logical checks go. We have not seen the Goron City pot, is what we haven't seen in there.
Oh no.
Mario is having an interesting time in this room. Oh right, Goron City pot's dead. I forgot. Thank you for that reminder. Oh
my god.
Oh yeah, you need to bomb these. I think you need to bomb this pod to get out of the room, but unfortunately Mario is not managing to make it work.
Oh my.
Oh, and that's a save reset for Mario. He does that. Yes. It's just so terrible and objectively hilarious.
Trying to keep my Snickers to myself, yes. Okay. The quiver suggestion on top of Colossus Arch does seem to make sense.
Yeah. That feels bad. That is a 3 to 4 minute time loss to have to hike all the way back through. It's not the fastest thing. I mean, not 4 minutes. Like 3 minutes. Yeah, it's like 2 or 3. It's like 3-ish minutes to hike back through here. It's not fast. Like, even having done all the checks already on the way, you still need to go through a lot of rooms to get back there.
God. Okay, now that we're past the moment, I can give a little bit of a chuckle. I was mortified for a second there, seeing Mario's plight.
Yeah, I don't think he got stuck on the platform. I just think he just couldn't get a chew in the pot. I did wonder if he had actually gotten stuck, but I don't think he quite had done that, though. It did look good anyway. Oh, Aranaut is setting time of day energy C and getting the skull. This could be his step to hovers, which would be good for him. It's far from over yet, even though he's getting late hovers, considering that Mario is having an interesting time in Shadow Temple, to say the least, and there's a lot of the seed left to go, as that's only 4 skulls for Aranaut. Ouch. Terrible and objectively hilarious. Thanks for the clip, Purple.
I've watched a lot of races. I don't know that I've seen that happen in a long time. I can't recall it happening. Oof, another boat ride. Alright, so this happens to you, and you're a top-seeded runner, as Mr. Mario is. You know that you have an experienced competitor. I wonder what the decision points from this point are from him, since they know they're down a couple minutes here.
Yeah, but he also at the same time knows that the hover boots are in a kind of lousy location.
That is
So
true.
it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. There's a really a way to feel ahead in the seed, especially with one this dry. For all you know, your opponent did check-ins and has gotten a load of such since. Aranaut has done check-ins. It just was nothing.
Ooh, target in the woods.
One of our only logical checks is a Bloopy.
Where is the progression, please?
Behind the crater saga or the first check of fire? Oh, we didn't see this yet. This isn't logic. Skullkid, I forgot. And was not hinted at, and is just arrows. Or not progression. I hope Aranaut still is Dompy time. I don't think he passed that much time a day. We'll find out. Storms and Crater seems likely as progression. It's that, 10 skulls, maybe 20 skulls. I'm not even sure on 20, frankly. I don't know if we have enough dungeon access without bombs, boomerang, or hookshot to get 20 skulls. Boom doesn't do much as far as those go.
Oh, not enough
Oh,
rupees.
Aranaut doesn't have enough money for Dompy!
Phew.
Oh my god, you don't see that often. There's his hover boots. Good. He's only at 4 skulls. He does not have enough to get 10 just yet. Alright, Mario is happy 1 hour. Mario's back in the back of Shadow, gets his final key, and is gonna go finish Bongo, and well, this would have been a sub-hour first medallion dungeon. I may have comms cursed down.
Yes.
If it weren't for the issue with the pot room.
Only the best curses here at
It would have been a
ZSR.
tight sub-hour first medallion dungeon completion, but I think it would have sub-hour. And so it was like it's like 2-3 minutes to run back through here. Yeah, I think Aranaut will get the 5 skulls here to be one short, probably, yep. Unless he chooses to use a skull on the DMT hole or something. Yeah, happy 1 hour. So give our runners here a follow, Mr. Mario and Aranaut, both excellent runners. Lots of experience around it. You can learn a lot by watching them. Both really nice people as well. Thanks also to my co-com Hackmania, to our trackers, Purple and Nakashika, and to our race monitor, a creative username.
Joining me in the booth is Star. Thank you for joining me, Star. Glad to have just such a well-rounded, knowledgeable person in the booth with me, guiding me through, and the rest of chat here as we are in Season 6 action, in our first medallion progression procured by Mr. Mario as Bongo Bongo goes down. Aranaut showing us the contents of the letter. Thank you very much.
And it's good to go check Child Spirit for us. This is not logic, but might give some info as to that Colossus Path of Aranaut. Not that he knows that, but we do. And so does Mario. Yep, Riley Hudson's Shadow Crusher room on the upper chest, which I should note is strength locked. Because you are logically supposed to pull a strength block out to get on top of the crushers in that room.
Yeah,
Absolutely
Mario.
nobody cares, but if Hammer is our logical access to fire arrows in the Goron City maze, that might be relevant eventually.
It's worthy to note that Shadow Temple Path to Morpha, the first item that you find in Shadow are the iron boots. Mario pushing on, hoping to find the hookshot and getting paid out.
Yep. Yeah, Lens and Shadow 2 may well be path with the way the seat's going. He's gonna get whatever nothing this was on Adult Archery. I think that was a key on Child Side for Aranaut.
I'd be curious if Aranaut continues to climb if they don't find any major items here.
I think you do, especially
I agree.
without strength 2. You might save. I think you'd save scum
Oof.
the chew and the key, but I think you check.
Yeah, here's a
And
big
that
chest.
is a big chest, which is a strength upgrade. That's
Okay.
a quirky spot for a strength upgrade.
10 skulls.
Given that our is nothing. I think it stores the crater for something in the well for logic. Then we've run out of just about everything else in the game at this point, other than maybe 20 skulls.
God, do you...
There's 10 for Aranaut, but... Oh my... So, why is that strength there? Because Lens is behind... Because remember that Requiem is vanilla and Lens is in Shadow Temple behind Din's Fire, which is in the Composer Grave behind Fire Arrows in left side Goron City Maze. That's behind Strength 2, or the Hammer. Looking more like Hammer than Strength 2 at this point, given that that Strength was there. That's fun. It could also just be for something further in Spirit Temple, given that there was a key on Child's side, but we don't know. Hammer and First Check of Fire is a possibility. That is true. First Check of Fire is in Logic, as well as the song, which is 50-50 pretty Storms, but I'm thinking it's Storms because they've seen just about everything else in the game. But no, ACU Lens doesn't have to be Strength 2 plus. It could be... It could be that both of the other strengths are available in that Child Spirit Strength is Strength 3, which means that OGC is Path to Baronade potentially, which would be its own ugly mess. Lens Purple is before the boat, and that's Hookshot locked, and currently our only Hookshot was on top of the Shadow Crusher room, which is Strength locked because of the invisible strength block in that room we're supposed to use to get on top of the crushers.
Something
if anyone ever does that, but that's technically required.
Alright, so here's the Firelock chest here. The map chest is...
just a small chest. We'll see if Sunblock is it, though, because that could be acquired.
Oh, right, okay. I was saying, what else is Firelocked? But, okay. Because we do have a Goron City Path to Twin Rovo.
Yeah, which is, as far as we can figure right now, 4 fire arrows. Although, no, fire arrows for Dins for Lens.
Oh, for Hookshot. Or for Lens.
And for the Lens.
Yep.
Yeah, Lens is already, so it's confirmed. Our path hits are remarkably useless today. And just a small chest. So, save scum for Aranaut, yep. Save scum the key, save scum the choose.
Yeah, importantly, the chews. They actually had wasted a chew on a poorly aimed explosion.
Deans are bomb or scale locked. We have no idea where our skills are. We have not much of an idea where our bomb bags are. We are still missing a path, I should add, as well. We're missing our path to Volvagia. What that is and where that hit... What that is, which region it is, and where the hint stones are, who knows? It might be useful, it might not, but I do wonder if Aranaut might get some back lake hints here looking for info. And if he does, he'll get the Colossus Path to Baronade, which could be interesting given where Strength 1 is. Well, our first Strength 1 we've seen. We don't know if that's a logical Strength 1 or not yet. Aranaut, I assume, looked at the arch item. I'd be more surprised if he hadn't.
Yeah, they looked at the arch item. I agree with the call for that being a quiver.
No purple, I still have no. I personally just didn't really see the item, so I don't know what it was. Look at, I think, a lake lamp hidden confirmation for Aranaut. I know this was hammer chest, but none of us quite managed to. We never did quite agree on what they actually read. There'll also be another skull for him. Does have to get this jump slash. Very nice. And the recoil back. Even better.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And yep, strength magic double magic is at the top of Fire Temple. Thanks. Yeah, the Path to Evolve could easily be one of the items we already have. There's no guarantees on anything. It might be useful, it may not. Who knows? There's this save for Mario, who is himself put down to 3 shoes. So, Forest Temple is full clearable for Mario out of logic. Stone Forest, I should add.
I think Mario's gonna have to find the logic before they dip their toe in there. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm not sure, because from his perspective, it could just be that it's a bomb bag or something in the well to open it up.
It's true.
I mean, I think for Aranaut, he absolutely goes DMTC soon because he doesn't have hookshot. Might take a look in the shadow and have his interesting time in there. It's hard to say. Aranaut hasn't checked the 10 yet. Segway is saying, imagine every 10 minutes logic makes less sense. It's not imagine. The logic is making less sense by the minute right now, for the most part. Yes, we are certain that this is Season 6 settings. There are nothing funky going on unless Randomizer decided to revolt. It's just the scenes being a little silly.
Alright,
like
so
this
how far... Yeah, how far is Aranaut gonna push into Shadow Temple? They do have 11 shoes, so they can easily get the hook shot.
Yeah, shoes are not a problem for him. Mario, in the meantime, is climbing Child Spirit. We know there's nothing here.
Getting some love taps from the Beamos there as he cast Inspire. And
Yep.
nothing, so he'll scum away.
Yep.
Alright, what's the play, Mario? Save and quit.
Lens is in Shadow Temple before the boat, which is both hookshot and explosive locked, and which is part of the whole what's logic conundrum we've got going.
Requiem, being what we presume is the only path item for Baronade, so that strength is the only thing we've found thus far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, strength's the thing we found so far, and we have no idea if it's logical strength 1, strength 2, or strength 3.
Exactly.
Nor if it is the path, considering it could just be for adult spirit, given that there was a key on child side. Mario finding out that the lost woods target does not solve his logic problems.
Doesn't solve his out of logic problems either.
No, not really. Segway saying, whoever, it's okay to confess we forgot to hit the logic button when we wrote the seed. Well, no, logic was on. No, we did turn logic on. We did see the Gerudo Valley Crate and Waterfall. Those were not it, and they peeked the hammer lock check as well, and that's also junk, I'm pretty sure. Not that they can get it, but just as a side note. Valley Crate was in logic, though Hamrocks is not, and still isn't. Yeah, Crater and Early Fire is basically the only things we have left in logic. Storms, It basically has to be either the first chest in fire or storms in the crater for one of the storm flag checks, which would be Kokiri storms, DMT storms, or the well, because Frogs 1 is not in logic without River Axis' child. Because we've seen just about everything else in the game. And I'm actually gonna go get Emo Tracker out. No, we know Sunsong is in Ice Cavern by way of hint. We know it's not that. And save scum for Mario.
I think we could be looking at a minuet into forest.
It might be just... I think you still go check Crater first, though.
Yeah, you probably ought to. Yeah, crater into whatever you find there, I think does make more sense than dipping stone forest.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, a moment of truth here for Aranaut. This is going to be their iron boots.
Well, okay. He's gonna get the skull, and we'll see if he continues.
Okay.
Okay, looks like he's going. Good.
That is good news for Aranaut. They will find their hookshot should they continue further into the Shadow Temple. Oh, we are going to see, looks like a lens game here.
Yep. Okay, so I pulled up the tracker. Apparently there's 19 skulls in logic.
Oh my, that is brutal.
And I think that assumes that the fire keepout is nice enough to get you a couple more skulls. Yeah, it's rude. That's actually really rude. Because I just played everything we have in logic, which is a bow, a slingshot, an ocarina, hover boots, a wallet of magic, ZL opponent's sorry, as minuet, serenade, and nocturne. And yeah, 19 is not 20. And I think that's actually it for I think that's actually the total number of items we have in logic, which is a depressingly non-existent amount.
Team right for me, typically I'm already out.
Yeah. And I...
Two lefts and a right. Two lefts and two rights. Uh-oh, Yano.
Yeah, 19 skulls in logic. Great, thanks.
A 1 and 32 in the chat. Nice. Your prize is nada.
Nothing much. Yeah. So yeah, we're still in Let's Progression mode. Like we're back to being out of the progression dungeons to do, unless you really feel like going Water Temple without Longshot, which I don't think either of them are. Thanks for the gift sub, Purple, gifting us up to Big Yellow, much appreciated. Fire Key's showing Aranaut here. And this is our current welcome to a mess. The patents don't really show it, but it's been a mess.
Yes, thanks for joining us in here at the 1 hour, 17-minute mark here of Season 6 action. Winners bracket round 1. Mr. Mario, our 8 seed, versus the 57 seed, the Aranaut, and the runners are pretty much at item parity. Aranaut's going to pick up a lens here just a little bit later into Shadow. Yeah, just the single medallion dungeon completed here. That being Shadow Temple, which is not something we are used to seeing here. Lots of item requirements for Shadow, but it is the first medallion completed in a very dry seed, as Mr. Mario is going to take all their items into Stone Forest.
Alrighty, is going to skip logic some more and go over here. Honestly, might try to follow logic a little at some point.
Hey, you think you'd go a little bit more conservative now since you just have so few checks?
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know what our logical item is, as Tears are exceedingly out of logic. Kokiri Sword. I don't think you really want to see Kokiri Sword for Stone Deku from Stone Forest. Thanks?
It is a quick round of checks, though. Relatively speaking, it is a bit of a hike to get out there.
Yeah, as there's the lens for Aranaut. Going to get back-to-back big chests of the lens and the Stone of Agony. One of which is very useless, the other which is logically relevant, practically also mostly useless.
That's a good point. You grab Kokiri Sword, you could just... The argument could be made that you just save and quit right there and follow the sword.
I mean, I think you at least do the courtyards for quick checks. We'll see if he continues past that. Yeah, out of logic stone dungeon leads to out of logic stone dungeon. Welcome to Zooter. Exactly, Purple. Now, hopefully Aranaut doesn't get into the pickle poor Mario did earlier here in Shadow Temple. And despite everything, honestly, they're pretty much an item parity, all things given, depending on what else Mario finds here in Forest Temple. But Aranaut's cleared a good chunk of the overworld. I don't think Mario quite all cleared, and this could be some interesting stuff. And yes, it's a light arrows for 40 Skull Seed as well, just for the extra something. 20 skulls isn't not in logic, I don't think. I just got a logic tracker out a few minutes ago, and it appears to be 19 skulls in logic, so... shenanigans continue.
This is a much stronger play than I originally gave it credit for, with the 4 easy skulls you can grab.
Yeah... Skull Mask is hinted at, so they're not doing it. We never got a big go-around hint, come to think of it.
We have not seen a Bigoran crafting hint.
No, not sure it would help much, but if it's claim checking the well, that could be something.
Yeah, it is interesting that Mario chose to do Forest over Crater, but they could just be expecting to sort of maybe snap some of this into place, and so it not being exactly great progression for them off the bat. But I mean, it could just be the hammer, or something leading to the hammer. So
yeah. Segue. Crater is the only Crater, aka the song, which is almost certainly Storms, just by dint of running out of checks to do. Crater is the Crater song and the first chest in Fire Temple are just about the only items we have left in the game in logic. Or checks, like, at all. Shadow! Den's Fire is in the Composer Cave, hinted Pony Swag. Behind Fire Arrows on the Grand City Maze left side, which is behind Hammer or Strength 2, yep. And Aranaut gets out of that triple pot room neatly. Okay, you don't need to blow up the pot to get out of that room. I guess Mario really just did get stuck on that spinning platform, which is
literally stuck in the platform.
I didn't realize that he was, and I think he can break a pot to get out of there, but he couldn't aim the shoes right or something. That's an unfortunate one. Just sometimes the game just doesn't want to cooperate. I think is about what that was. Oh yeah, they are not enthused about rushing fire without bombs or hammer. Yeah. They've got a decent amount of health for fire, I guess. They've got 7... no, that's 8 hearts each, I can't count. But, yeah, fire's not a fantastic cannon. Mario clipped into the pot in the Shadow Token Collection cutscene. Ah, purple. Overall, the text box is up. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it almost has to be Storms or the first chest of fire just because we've seen everything else in the game that's in logic, including 10 skulls, and 20 skulls is just barely out of logic. We just simply don't have quite enough items to put the 20th skull in. Almost anything would do, including a scale, a bomb bag, a hammer, boomerang of course, the other hookshot. But nope, no such luck. And I mean, the logical item behind storms or slash first chest of fire is probably a bomb bag. Could be our first logical hook shot. There's a few different items that it could be. Mario is doing 3 key forest here, which is interesting. You try and get to the checkerboard room and see if that's anything. Maybe save some time.
Alright, Aranaut, gonna pick up their water medallion.
First medallion, barely sub 130. Woof. There's the loopy for him, and just a small chest on the checkerboard. Okay. May as well kill Green Poo while you're here. That is not supposed to how you're supposed to summon the Scarecrow Gacker Gallon. How you're supposed to summon is from the ledge you summon it, that it's on, because you can basically only summon the Scarecrow if you're on the same from within a certain if you're within a certain vertical distance from it. And so standing on top of the door frame is about the easiest way to get the height to summon the Scarecrow from anywhere that's not the Scarecrow's platform. It's meant to be a shortcut back, but it's on the Scarecrows in that they decided to make it to be a pain in the arse to summon instead.
Alright, it's a green po down as Mario's gonna head out of forest.
It's done the courtyard, says 3 key to place and got in the checkerboard room. Found the Kokiri sword and nothing else, and I think this is greater. And it might also be how you're meant to get the island chest, yeah, true. And Forest Temple. And yes, it is actually possible to have your first hookshot in the Forest Island chest if you have Dungeon Entrance Randomizer. And that Forest Temple Island chest is not the key that locks the rest of the place.
They're blaming you for that seed.
It's quite possible. I have rolled some real nonsense in a variety of settings. More skulls.
Oh, we're seeing some proper nonsense here today. That's for sure.
We are, for sure. Randobat's been on a mean streak for Season 6. Both top 64 and Challenge Cup. There's been some spectacularly terrible seeds. And this is one of the worst ones. Or this is one of the ones that is consistently lousy, at least. It's
not often that you still see runners opening small chests at an hour and 26 minutes, but they're begging for chews.
Yeah, because they still don't have a bomb bag. Do you see Deku into Mario? Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Yeah, shorter path you might, but he's choosing not to.
Alright, so that's just gonna put tons of questions into Aranaut's head now, realizing that fire arrows are near the left side of base.
He's probably confused by those fire arrows, yeah. It does look like we're getting almost simultaneous craters from our 2 runners, though, so we're gonna find out where's this. We're gonna finally figure out this logic.
Yep.
Or finally gets, I think this is Storms, and yep, it's Storms. I am not surprised.
Storms.
Prelude's vanilla, yep. Zero surprise if this is Storms right now, because it's he's gonna check the first chest of fire while he's here, and then probably chase the well, I think.
I think you have to go down to the well.
You're so low on stuff to do, even, honestly. Like, they don't want to go water without long shot. They don't. Here we're gonna see the first check of fire. They can't get into job when they can't get into Adult Spirit. It's not even that they don't want to. It's not even that they are just skipping their progression because they can't it's not just that they're following logic just for following logic, but it's also that they are running out of things to do. As you get the small key here. So there's one more chest in here. There is one chest in the big lava room that is in. The rest of this is not, because we don't have bombs. We don't have a strength upgrade. We can't climb this place. No matter how many keys there are in the lava room, we can't continue. And that was also Mario's last shoot. Yep. Cannot get the DMT fairy, which Aranaut can get here. That might be important. Storms probably gets those bow and hovers and logic as Mario finds out his Frogs 2 has a sword tunic. We're doing a minor double take at that hit.
20 tokens.
Yep,
Alright.
Aranaut setting up for this glitchless jump. Second time's the charm. Nice to get this skull. Yeah, Mario not having choose or well might be a problem. Boo is in logic, hovers are in logic, yes, segue. Storms is in logic, sorry, I think I managed to misread your message. Oops. Brain farts. Alright, is this it, though, first? Because it could be one of the Storms Grottos. Nope, it's not this one, as we find the other hammer chest hint. Thanks. Not helpful. Alright, is the only other check... is the only remaining check in logic and fire anything? No. That's his key, which we can't logically do anything with. Storms it is!
They're not gonna keep pushing.
So yeah, we have anywhere between 10 and 13 items in logic in the well, depending... or 10 to 11 items in the well, logic in the well, potentially, depending on how many keys are bomb-locked. It can't be all 13. Because either an item is bomb locked or a key is bomb locked. There's anywhere between as many as 11 items in the well, and then there's a Kokiri Storm Squad, which are behind the storms in logic. There's also Frogs one out of logic. And Mario is going to go river, it looks like.
This is something we saw Aranaut do within the first in their Adult 1 section, so.
Yeah, it was in like the first half hour, basically, and there was not much I can remember in here.
No.
Aranaut's gonna save quit out of fire and is going to go and gonna go check the crater. Gonna go check the MT fairy and probably. Oh no, this is back to the child. I missed. I was trying to where he was. Okay, so he's gonna go somewhere else for now. I'm not sure where, but I think Storms will soon be soon. I am not sure why Mario skipped Kokiri Storms, I'll be honest. Maybe gonna do that as child? I'm not sure why, though.
Yeah, it could be a pretty thorough child route, since they do have Kokiri Sword. We're gonna see if that's gonna be boon or bane for them, since that does give them Deku to clear out.
Yep, and Aranaut setting time of day, nighttime for skulls. Okay, good choice. Frogs 1 is not in logic, segue. No bombs, no scale. And this is forest for Aranaut. Interesting.
Okay, so they're also gonna get Kokiri Sword.
Yep, here's a mirror shield for Mario.
Oh, that's right, Mirror Shield, yeah, but can't do anything with it, so.
Nope.
Good to have.
Needed for later. He would have had to get that eventually, but that's not helpful.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely purple. If they need more exposure, they can go buy it. It kind of sucks they have to go back to the carpet salesman, but they can. I'm just not sure Mario's going to want to, and it looks like nope. Here's Kokiri Sword for Aranaut.
Yeah, Mario is playing the rest of the seed with that 2 to 3 minute time loss in the back of their head at all times.
Yeah, from the unfortunate incident in the back of Shadow Temple. I think other runners are in a bit of an awkward spot right now with Storms, because you know it's your logical progression, but you don't know what that logical progression is and how hard required it might be. Like, sure, it could be a bomb bag. It'd just be a bomb bag. It could be a hammer in here. You could it could be your long shot. There could be a scale in here that might be of some use. There's a few different items that you could find behind Storms that could finally give you where the seed wants you to go, apparently. Because these two have sequence broke the seed to heck.
That's right, and Mario is going to be the first one into the well, so...
Aranaut does know about lights. I'm not sure how many skulls he's at.
They'll be... I think they are now at 20.
Okay, so not too bad, though he's a bit behind Mario on that front. Choose chickens for Mario. Yeah, bomb lock checks in the well could hurt Mario. They are all peekable, but doesn't necessarily mean he can get them unless the logical bomb bag is in the well, which is a decent possibility, to be fair.
Yeah, I think well without explosives is pretty safe. You do have ZL, so if it is indeed bombs in here, it's not going to be bomb locked, unless it's, you know, not your first logical. But
he's also going to get 20 skulls here, which is, I think, just barely out of logic. And is a recovery card anyway, so moot point.
although perhaps, you know, bomb-locked bombs would be what you would expect to find in the rest of the seed, so it is a danger of of coming in without the choose.
So yeah, here's an interesting thing for Aranaut. Does he continue or does he quit out of here after the courtyards? Because this could be a big difference for him if he sticks around. Again, how much? What do you risk it? Do you think that the logic is just a bomb bag and go elsewhere? Or do you stick around? Because even the bomb bag by itself does not solve this logic mess, because a good chunk of it's behind fire arrows, which is behind strength to a hammer, which are who knows?
Yeah, I think you. I think you would run down your bomb checks. Here we go.
That doesn't help. Big Pose is hinted dead, and 10 and 20 skills are both useless. I guess it helps with 40, but that's not logic, game. It is kind of impressive we only just found our first bottle in hour 36.
There are many things impressive about this seed, let me tell you.
That's true. And that's out of here. Okay, Aranaut is out of here. Yeah, the recovery hard off 20 skulls that Mario just got before heading in here is in logic. Yay.
Now in logic, yes.
Great, thanks. Much helpful. As we find just a key in the coffin, Mario already has one, so it's just gonna get out of here. We should, I think, hopefully see carry storms for Aranaut here. Yeah, it's 2 keys not bomb locked. Unfortunately, it just means that there's 2 items that are bomb locked. At least 2 items that are bomb locked. That was a small chest with a heart container. Still hoping for choose.
That's 9. That's 9 hearts on Mario's screen. Woo!
We have 9 hearts. Yay, decent collection items. Yeah, we've got a lot of health.
All the bomb lock checks. Uh-oh.
Big chest is why is that? Frogs 1 is now in.
Okay.
Adult Lake is in logic as well, yeah, with the beans.
I guess Domain.
Yeah, Domain, Frogs 1, Adult Fishing, Lab Roof.
Yes, if it was something on Colossus that is in logic, that's a good point.
We think it's a bow, but we're not 100% sure. It's definitely not a hookshot, though, because if it was, they would have gotten it a good while ago at this point.
Yeah, that would have been an uber rush.
Especially with how this scene's going, yeah. If bombs are on lava roof, that would be something. And keep in mind, even... It's impressive, it's unusual to say this, but even bombs don't solve our logic problem. We either need 2 logical strengths because our current one is definitely not in. We either need 2 logical strengths or a hammer is what we need to get our fire arrows for the rest of our logic currently, and that's not good. It looks like all 3 keys were not bomb locked, which is handy, I guess.
Cripes, if you don't find a hammer anytime soon, you've got to be tearing your hair out. This is wild.
I mean, so far this well's been barren. Besides that scale, I don't think we've seen anything in here. And just a small chest in the basement. So, yeah, I'm gonna go dive to domain and go from there, it looks like, for Mario. It looks like that skill was our logical progression of all things. Hookshot would help a little, Pony Swag. I think Hookshot would just... I'm not even sure what Hookshot would do, frankly, because we... I guess Hookshot gets you more of GTG, because the rest of Forest is actually strength locked, mind. Like, Hookshot doesn't...
Water Temple? Spicy!
Oh, we're just gonna go at least find the boss key. That might not be a bad idea. Cat doesn't have a Storm's Grotto, so who? The only remaining Storm's lock check we have not seen in these settings is the Frogs 1 check.
This is some time neutral progression and a not a very popular choice, so could be a pretty smart strategic decision by Aranaut.
None of these are appealing choices now, I think, as we find out Goron's dead. Oh. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Alright. What items are currently in logic? Bow hovers, a magic meter we can't do anything with in logically. A slingshot that does diddly squat. A scale just now. We have a wallet. We have a bottle, technically. It also does nothing. We've got hover boots. And we've got a handful of songs.
Yeah, the so few items in logic is really just based around how funneled we are into needing logic for the fire arrows on left side Goron City Maze.
Basically. Ooh, simultaneous big chest for these 2. Torches, the main torches, and... No, that's a boss key, actually. Never mind, I mispeeped. I thought it was a big item from this side, but no. Didn't quite see the full texture. So, big chest off the domain torches for Mario, though, is a decent chance of being our next step in this logical progression, as that's a completely missed chew for Aranaut. Oops. And that looks like it was presumably nothing he wanted. He's just gonna get out of here.
Rito's letter.
Why is Rito's letter on domain torches? That means that Boomerang's behind Requiem then, because this is not. It's a funny spot game. Rush Ice is a possibility, yeah, actually. Let's see, what does that give us? We do have a slingshot to do Boomerang chest with. And we do have that bottle from the well to go Ice Cavern. Hey, Alfalfa, this scene is terrible, yes. It's amazingly bad. Does he get another slingshot?
Another slingshot. Alright, turning in letter, but not gonna go into Jabu. That makes sense.
Hoping for Boomerang, I guess.
Yeah.
And although Mario's the one with the closest path to Baronite, he should know Boomerang can't be on Frog's one because that's not Requiem locked in the slightest. I don't know, it's a mess. But yeah, Alfalfa, welcome in. This scene's a complete and utter mess. We just on Mario's side, just pretty much logical near last location, a Rito's letter on domain torches, which gives us Rang chest and the checks in Ice Cavern plus Sunsong Rave, because Sunsong ascended in Ice forever ago. In logic. Oh, Kokiri Storm's here, which we never did see before this. Let me see you saying, is now the time I announce I'm referring for a soundtrack? Maybe. Oh, okay, nothing on, Fox 1 and...
Cactivolvagia, which is, I think we expected that, right?
That's a good question. Not exactly. I think that's for Nocturne. Because it's not the wall in the back of Cac. Goron Tunic was Goron City Maze, and I'm fairly sure Hammer's... And I don't think the Goron Tunic's going... And I don't think that the Goron Tunic's going to help them any in Deep Fire, frankly, so... But that's probably Hookshot for Hammer, if I'm thinking. It's not the most helpful one for... But no, it can't be Nocturne, actually, because that's Path to Bongo. Oh, actually, Magic was in Cac. That's the thing I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Well, I still think, presumably Hammer is still Magic, is still Shadow Temple locked. But between the two, I think, probably tells us that first Hookshot was in fact in Shadow Temple. So that still begs the question of what logic is, because we do know that double magic, as Aranaut is just reminded, is in Hammer chest. So I assume Hammer probably locks that magic meter, which would make sense, honestly. Because I don't think it's the wall in the back of Cac that's Path in any case. I don't think the Goron City Maze Goron Tunic is going to be behind Fire Temple. It would be a bit weird if it is, with the way the seed's going. Oh hey! Our last sometime sin, and our last period was at 1500 HP and hit a slingshot. Great! Thanks! Really needed that at this point. Much appreciated.
Alright, Aranaut, a full bottom of the well behind Mario here, and a full domain clear.
Has done some other checks though.
Oh sure, yes.
I don't know. This scene's still a complete and total mess.
Yeah,
you don't actually need bombs to get the Goron City Maze left side chest, by the way. You just need Hammer with Strength 2. Unfortunately, you need Hammer with Strength 2, and that's 10 different kinds of nonsense right now. So.
Oh please.
Good.
I can't decide if Mario being in Deku right now is genius or not so great.
I don't know either, frankly, considering that letters apparently are logical progression. Letters are logical progression without Boomerang, I should add, considering that Boomerang's apparently behind Requiem, which is behind everything. Effectively. Rather, Requiem is... Lesser Classes is Path to Baronade, which is for Vanilla Requiem, and Lenses and Shadow Temple, which is behind, the rest of this logic chain we've been discussing all scene.
Here's a couple of quick skulls. I mean, again... I do like that going into the dungeons, even just dipping them, or, I mean, you're going to complete Deku, but I do like that dipping these stone dungeons has the benefit of getting to 40 skulls, because that's where our light arrows are. If you're just now joining us, it's 40 skulls for light arrows, and good luck figuring out the rest, because this is a mess of spaghetti.
It really is a mess of spaghetti. This is my 4th Season 6 seed bracket seed I've commentated, and this is the 4th logical mess I've commentated.
Yeah,
4 for 4, yay.
This makes 4-year-olds look neat and tidy with their spaghetti. This is not anything fun at the moment.
Not really, no. I don't think either of our runners are happy with this mess. I don't think you can be happy with the well giving you a scale in a bottle to go get your Lurida's letter from Domain to go look at Ragnar's Jabu and Ice Cavern, of all things, as your logical last location. Speaking of that, here's the scale for Aranaut. Yeah, even a bomb bag wouldn't do a whole lot, honestly, because it's strength 2 or hammer that we need. And remember that our current strength upgrade isn't in logic because that's behind strength 2 or hammer, because our strength was in Child Spirit, and Requiem is vanilla behind a lens and Shadow Temple behind at minimum 1 strength, because the lens was hookshot locked, and our first hookshot is in Shadow Temple upper Crusher Room, which is strength locked, logically. Yeah, 40 really doesn't matter where you're going everywhere anyway.
What secrets do Queen Goma hold for us? Nothing. Just some love.
Deku was a bust. Ice's song was intended to be Sun's song, which is one more check. It's not a lot, but it is one more check. Hey Tannerin, it's bad. It's really bad. We've got a giant spaghetti mess for strength 2 or hammer for Din's fire for Din's fire.
It started off gross and it's not gotten any better.
No. So we just in the last 10 or 15 minutes-ish, logical last location storms in the crater into behind hover boots on Dompe digging, technically, into storms in the crater behind hovers on Dompe digging into a bottle and a scale in the well to go to Zora's domain for Ruda's letter on domain diving, I should add, to go to Jabu, either the rank test in Jabu with a convenient slingshot on the Zora diving minigame because for the giggles, or for Ice Cavern, which has a handful of checks, plus a Sun Song. Keep in mind, by the way, that Iron Boots aren't in logic either, so Icy Waters is not in logic. Iron Boots are on the Shadow Invisible Blades chest, which, again, Shadow Temple.
Yeah, and we did see Aranaut. We did see Aranaut clear out water to the boss key, so I like that play as well.
Scales in logic alpha. Scale was on Well Dead Hand, and the bottle was it's just like out in the open. Both were in logic. The scale. So between the two, it's either rank chest, Ice/Sun Song Grave, King Zora's a thing, or Adult Lake are our logical last locations again. I mean, it could. The thing is, logic could. I mean, the bomb deck has to show up eventually, but there's also more to the logic. We need strength 2 or hammer to get ourselves the fire arrows for Dins for the rest of the seats progression, more or less at this point, and we need to find those things.
Yeah, this is a full-blown
because
trip to Olive
Bomb
Garden.
Bag won't put Hookshot in logic. It won't make Forest better. It's not going to save you from Fire Temple immediately, and Jabu's not going to be an immediate help either. Following logic has to eventually find you your strength 2 or hammer.
We've seen Forest from both of our runners. They found Kokiri's sword there.
Yeah, and that was loaded nothing for Mario. We've seen Courtyard Checkerboard from Mario, and Aranaut also did Courtyard, did not do Checkerboard with Reiki. So, the pose area and basement plus Phantom King have not been done in Forest Temple. We have not seen DC. It is insanely far out of logic, given we have no strength, no hammer, and no explosives. It looks like this is Ice Cavern for Mario, so he's gonna go chase this logic. Good.
Yeah, I do think that we are on the path.
To find bombs, but there's no guarantee Alfalfa is the problem. And the thing too is they both have limited shoes. They have yet to find a bomb bag this seed. And they kind of don't want to go back to the carpet salesman to get more cheese, I think. Aranaut down to 3 here. I don't think Mario's much better. Elka Shadow is... So Din's fire is in the composer grave. Hinted. Fire arrows around the Grunstein Maze left side chest. We have no logical strength, we have no hammer.
I smell a Jabu Jabu opening. We'll see if they push further than that.
Yeah, okay, the location of fire arrows is what's locking the entire scene, apparently, in logic. Yeah, we're gonna see rank chest from Aranaut here. Rank chest and Fountain Fairy, probably. Icy Waters is not that it's in logic anyway, because Iron Boots were in Shadow Temple, behind the, you know, everything. 50 hint.
I think
Aranaut still has 3 shoes.
Yeah.
He paused earlier, we saw that. I don't know how many Mario has.
I think 0.
Probably, actually. I remember we commented on that earlier, and I don't think we saw any since we commented on it.
Also, while they have 9 hearts.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mario just left behind Fountain Fairy, yeah, so probably not. Yeah, Hammer and Icy Waters would have at least told us that there were 2 strengths before Shadow and Logic, but no. And we will eventually want to loop back around to why Strength 1 is a directly of his path to Baronite. Decent chances for Boomerang and Adult Spirit, but we honestly don't know. Like, Aranaut does not have that hint. Mario got it from Back Lake, and Aranaut hasn't done those hints, but, we know that it's actually not bad to go rank chest, considering that Boomerang's apparently, pretty late in logic, it seems.
Some nifty hover boot skill there by Mr. Mario, collecting that silver rupee, flipping back onto the ledge.
Yep.
Looks like a small chest, though.
Yep. Gonna dump those bugs.
Yes, always impressed by Mario's movement. Just always on point, so crisp. Aranaut no slouch themselves, but this is a match between the 8 seed and the 57. If you are just now joining us about 2 hours in, well, glad you've joined us thus far, because you're just about caught up as the rest of us in terms of logic. We are trying to untangle a mess here in the ice cavern, because I do believe this is a logical play for Mr. Mario, and also we
so
do
is
see,
rank chest.
Yeah, rank chest here as well for Aranaut. 2 logical plays after a big, vast stretch of dryness.
No, Fountain Fairy Strength 2 is not in. You do require, it is logically behind bombs. There's some shenanigans as adult with the Silver Rock that gets you to the Fountain Skull, but that's not in. Yeah, rank chest was junk. Yeah, such as Zelda is also not allowed. True verbal, yeah.
This last chest in ice cavern gonna have to do some heavy lifting for Mario.
Yeah, it's either it's this Sunsong Grave or Battle Lake, I think. Logical last locationing continues. I never did quite see what the letter spot was, but I assume it was hot junk, because they both saw it a while ago, and evidently they haven't gone back for it. How did Mario get stuck in the pot? unfortunate collision shenanigans while collecting the skull, we think. OT is a well-coded video game.
They ate too much spaghetti and got stuck. It's the only reasonable answer at this hour.
Yeah, we're almost 2 hours in. This ain't still a mess. We still only have 1 medallion dungeon completed.
ZeldaSpeedRuns 2, welcome in! Thanks for the raid, guys! We have Season 6 action!
More Season 6 action since they were raiding from the Gav Mario match. As we find nothing in the Iron Base chest, welcome into a complete and total mess! We have a credit of 1 medallion dungeon done between the two. We've gotten 1 stem dungeon done, period, and we're a logical last locationing at a lake or Sunsong Grave, it seems. Welcome from a logical mess, Lil. Nice, you guys got it too? Nice. Oh, and King Zora too is available. I forgot him, but he has to be him, Suns, or Lake Hylia. Suns on Grave or Lake Hylia, because the logical last location, everything else out of here.
Alright, King Zora.
Random Bot wants Italian today. That came from because those ones that came from the other race had positive logic as well. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
fine.
That's a really bad spot for a first bomb bag game. Okay, why is that a bomb bag on King Zora? Yeah, the 40 Skulls Light is the least worst part of the scene. Just consider that we just logical your last location, our first bomb bag in King Zora, barely sub 2 hours.
And this doesn't put us into logic. This is
no, it doesn't.
Insane.
It gives us DC and some handful of bomb locked overworld checks in logic. It really doesn't do much.
Yeah. Get yourself to the Dongo's cavern, I guess.
There's bowling too. I mean, we've seen a decent amount of bomb lock checks despite everything. Yeah, Random Bot's been on a mean streak for both Season 6 Top 64 and the Challenge Cup. It's rolled a lot of junk. And while we would appreciate not getting direct spoilers for the match that you guys has just finished, apparently it was also a mess. Lovely. Oh, there's the other oh yeah. We're seriously both past Cax, past the Volvaci and Fountain. But... Also, yes, happy 2 hours for some given definition of that word. As, another bottle on Fountain Fairy. Thanks.
I'll take the thank yous this time, Star. Would like to throw some shout outs. My name is Hagmania. Commentating with Star here in the booth. Would like to thank you all for joining us as we're watching MrMario7788 and the Aranaut racing in Season 6 action. Thank you to them to agreeing to the restream and putting on, well, a headache for them and entertainment for us. Although my head does still kind of hurt.
Same.
And doing the lovely behind-the-scenes heavy lifting are trackers Purple and Akashika, along with a creative username for helping us with the race monitoring. So, big shout-outs to our volunteers. It is what keeps us going here, makes these restreams possible. I really appreciate all the time put in by our volunteers.
Hammer Chest, yep, thank you all so much, and thanks everyone for watching as well. Hammer Chest is intended to be double magic. I'm fairly sure it's magic locked because Cactus, Patsuble, Vachi, and Bongo for Nocturne and magic. Not that that says a whole lot of anything given where stuff has been this season, to be honest. I'm not too worried about that hint right now. It might come back to, it might be something to talk about later, but we've kind of got other things to think about right this moment.
31 skulls out of 40 needed for Mr. Mario. Light arrows are on 40 skulls.
Yep. He's set for skulls. Lap dive is out of logic bomb refill, not helping. And conundrums continue regarding this seed. We don't see all the field bomb lock checks, I don't think, so we'll see field scrub and I think remote grotto should both be new checks for Mario. I don't remember seeing field scrub, and I haven't written down the... well, no, we saw remote grotto. That was the other, like, 40 hint. I don't know if we saw field scrub.
I believe we may have seen field scrub from Aranaut, but we'll see it again here, coming right up on our screen on the left-hand side.
I mean, I assume if I wrote down the... I'm fairly sure, I think 40 Skulls was also in remote grotto for Aranaut as well as Back Lake, but I'm not completely sure. Yeah, we're forward of unlocking 4 dungeons. It's a great seed. Exactly. God. Yeah, exactly. We've gotten 1 medallion in 2 hours and it's out of Logic Shadow Temple. And that actually, I think, might be our first logical medallion, given how much stuff was in it.
I think it is our first logical medallion.
Because I'm pretty sure that's our first logical hookshot in Shadow Temple at this point, if absolutely nothing else. Alright, Nocturne for Mario, I think this is a plated DC. Yeah, we don't have access to Shadow yet. That is... The access to Shadow Temple is the solution to the seed, apparently, at this rate.
Yeah, that's going to be the key to unlocking the first 2 hours of this puzzle.
Pretty much. 2 hour 15 at this rate, depending on where that hammer... I think it's more likely hammer than strength 2, considering we have a strength... We have a strength and child spirit that's behind the Shadow Temple access. Big chest on Sunsong Grave might give us something here. No.
Roars?
That would have been nice to have a while ago, especially for poor Mario.
Would have been nice 2 shadow dips ago.
Yeah. Hey, big chests. Thanks, game. No, Dr. Kellen, Jabu is not going to be first logical because we know that... Because Mario got a hint from Back Lake a while ago. Aranaut doesn't have this, I'm not sure how much it'll matter, but Colossus' path to bare need for Requiem. And that's going to be either for a strength on Child's side or for a key on Child's side. So it's either... And either way, it's behind the whole Shadow Temple everything.
You know, sometimes you see a runner open a chest and it's fire arrows. You're like, oh, this is okay. You know, the runner doesn't really need that, but that is literally the key to the entire seed at this moment. The
really
path
is.
to those fire arrows.
Just look at that Shadow Temple path to Morphin. And yes, the lodge is relevant to this. It's more relevant than the Iron Roots, in fact, to the logical mess. Yeah, the fire arrows are the linchpin to the this seed's entire logic conundrum. It's great. $33 skulls for Mario.
So we've talked a lot about the logic, and we've not really dwelt on the actual race because we are still trying to figure out the logic. Aranaut has really been following behind Mr. Mario, so they have just a bit of a virtual... So I guess Mr. Mario has a bit of a virtual lead. Now, obviously this is rando, and you know the right answer could be in any check. So
yeah, and do note that Aranaut has a little bit of water done on Mario. It's not much. Boss Q is just sitting on the map chest, but it's more than 0.
It is. So Aranaut does have a little bit of progression on Mario. So I do think that Mario is still a few seconds ahead, I would say. Maybe not quite a full minute, but I do think Aranaut is still trailing just a tad behind as they grab their bomb. And here's a big chest. That's
logical hook shot.
That is logical hook shot.
Back to GTG, I guess? I'm trying to think of what that hookshot does for us logically, because it's not much.
Debating killing
and
Morpha?
But there's only 4 items in water, though.
It's true.
Oh, he's gonna set for Rose, okay.
This
It is Lax true behind Water Temple. I'm not sure how much. I mean, Lax is 1 check more. It's only 5 items behind Water. I guess you can get Shoot the Sun with it for 6, but it's not a ton. And that's assuming it's not Song of Time locked for the item, considering Song of Time's a burning cack. Anyway, I mean, you'll go beat it for the progression, but that is an ugly spot. Note, too, that Nocturne / Magic is path to Incac for Volvagia. And here's the other thing, too, actually, now that I mentioned that, because one of Strength 2 or Hammer has to give us our fire arrows for Dins for Shadow Access, but at the same time, Shadow Temple has to be path to get your hammer. Purple, it could be hammer available to get first strength, too, true, to get continuing fire. So still then, where is hammer? Remains the question.
Hammer on...
Like, what if hammer
possible,
or
right?
the... Yeah, hammer on Lex... Well, hammer on Lex is possible. I mean, what if hammer or both of the other strengths have to be available? Nope, hit top file. Aranaut did water earlier, boss keys on the map chest. Mario will get it here shortly. But yeah, no. One of hammer or both of the other 2 strength upgrades must be available, because the only strength we have is behind, everything. Elka, I honestly don't know if it's Strength 2 locking fire arrows or Hammer locking fire arrows. Because it could be Hammer to give us fires to give us Shadow Access to get us to the Requiem for Strength locking both of the other 2 on Child Spirit to go climb fire to beat the place, because we know the boss key might not be early. I mean, this entire scene's logic is just a tangled mess, really, so.
Well, Dr. Gellin, you could be of the mind that it's Murphy's Law giving us the most annoying option. It could be Occam's Razor giving us the simplest option. We will see. Something in between.
Elga Lens is also... I mean... Elga Lens is in Shadow Temple. Requiem is vanilla. Strength 1 is in Child Spirit. It's the only strength we have. And if that is our first logical strength, and both of the other strengths are strength locked, that could make it path to fire for Volva, assuming that Hammer is behind, assuming that the boss key is not in the basement loop. Yeah, magic can't be used at fire arrows, but that magic can be path to Volva with Hammer unlocking it.
Either Hammer. Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a Tannerin calling for Murphy to get a shave here, calling for Murphy's Razor.
Alright, we're finally going to get our second medallion done a full hour and almost 10 minutes after the first here from Mario from Water Temple.
Yeah, these are spaced about an hour apart, which is just gross.
No, Elka. Hammer can give us fire arrows. Magic or Nocturne, which are basically almost the same thing, are path to Volvagia, but that could be to get a strength to continue in fire. Shoot the Sun's a new check. Not in logic, by the way. And is nothing. Yep, segue, we're still out of logic, unsurprisingly. We still need a Hammer or Strength 2 to give us our logic. I mean, yes, all items that use magic are logically relevant. Are fire arrows locked, but that doesn't stop Hammer from being available without fire arrows. It doesn't have to be Hammer that's behind the Cack Path Devolve. It could be Strength that's behind that Cack Path Devolve, as Aranaut gets his Ground City Pad to Twitter over and just rolls his eyes, probably, considering it's his fire arrows. And they both know that fire arrows are locking this entire thing. Rest of Force is still out of logic, correct? We don't have a logical strength upgrade. Continuing the whole, everything. Aranaut getting his logical first hook shot. And is gonna go beat Water Temple. Fair enough.
Important distinction. Did not drop Furor's Wind.
Nope. Gonna plan to use it here in water, I guess, instead. Potentially, there are ways to save time in here with Furor's.
Very true.
And Mario has decided to go back out of logic and just go to Forest Temple, which is a decent few checks. I might have gone back to DC just for the density, though then again, DC is relatively early-ish in logic. I mean, I don't know. It's one thing also for us, if you think we're confused about the logic, it's even harder to keep track of logic when you're also playing the scene at the same time. I don't see an obvious reason why you go back to Forest rather than DC, no, Purple? Yeah, because Forest is behind Strength, and our only Strength upgrade is incredibly far out of logic right now.
Yeah, I think you're playing with the heuristic of, I'm going to clear my densest locations until I have to narrow down my one item that I need.
And the thing too is, yeah, well, this is slightly denser. I think this is marginally denser than the rest of GTG, because we do have some checks left in there, by the way. Beamos, Wolfos, the Eye Statue, Fire Ring Room. Handful of things there. Yeah, I think GTG's a similar number of items, and there's at least a few items left in there. I'm not sure exactly how many, but there's a few items left in GTG that are available. Mario hasn't done that much of DC. He only got to he set Furor's outside the staircase in the staircase room. Oh, I think Mario means I think it means GTG Purple. That would make more sense. Yeah, I was gonna say, he's got a fair bit of DC. Yeah, Mario's did Green Coat earlier, he did 3 Key Forest, and got Checkerboard and Green Coat at the same time. Here's medallion number 2 for Aranaut.
Looking like, well, shoot the sun. We'll see if they play Minuet.
I would be confused, honestly, if Aranaut went back to Minuet, but, I'm a little surprised Mario's here in Forest Temple, frankly, but, we'll see. I mean, I would also follow logic, as chat notes. Logic will get you a Strength 2 or a Hammer, and those would give you more for medallion dungeons to do. That's not a Stone Forest Temple right now.
Yeah, very true.
Because Stone Forest Temple is locked behind a logical strength upgrade, but another strength upgrade would get you to Spirit Temple, which is progression over Stone Forest that is not yielding anything right now.
Yeah, the leverage that is being locked by the logic might be enough to stay inside of it.
Yeah.
Again, if you've not been with us for this entire race, Mr. Mario does have looming over them a time loss that they basically had to run back through most of Shadow after being stuck in the back half.
Yeah,
back portion.
Got unlucky with collision. I think I might have actually... Well, I don't even know if that would have qualified as FPA, but he didn't call it in any case, so it's a moot point. Yep, that clip happened. Segue, Fire Temple. I thought we saw the bomb last check from Aranaut quite a while ago, because one of the things he does have on Mario is he did do the first few checks of fire earlier and got, not much. Nocturne for Aranaut, so this is not... So we'll see which way he goes. This is not Forest, this is not GTG. That much is clear.
Gonna go back to DC.
I think so.
Probably kicking themselves they didn't drop Furor's Wind. Yeah.
It's one of those things that can slip your mind. It's more than 2 hours into a race. It's almost midnight for him. He's in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
And probably a little tired and perhaps having a bit of a headache by this point, honestly. So I don't blame him for forgetting for hours. It's one of those things that's easy to miss.
Right, yeah, and absolutely, it's understandable, it's reasonable, can't exactly blame them, but, you know, this is a race, and so all these
Every
decisions
second
do
matters.
matter. That's right.
But following DC is honestly a decent idea considering it's one of the very few things in logic in this game right now. Because that bomb bag really doesn't do much, is the problem. Like, we've already seen so much bomb lock checks that the bomb bag does very little to give us new things in logic. It doesn't put much in logic either, because not much was directly bomb locked. Most of it's behind other things plus bombs.
I think that's why we didn't see them pushing for another round of bomb cheese from Carpet Salesman. Just because they know that getting that bomb bag is not going to unlock all that many checks.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, very nice. Aranaut, now that he finally has a bomb bag, going to use his final 2 chews to open up the eyes. Nice.
Lovely chew straps from the left side.
Mm-hmm. Mario will get Bolero at this rate, yeah, quite well. Well, he will have access to Bolero at least. I don't know if he'll actually bother picking it up. He might for the time save if he actually does finish DC, but he can get it. Yeah, because Mario did do Deku, which was a complete and total bust. Aranaut has avoided it because it's out of logic, and so far it's working out as... why is that... Why is that there?
So that's a strength lock strength?
Hammer's gotta be our logic for fire arrows then. Because both of those strength upgrades are out of logic. And Hammer will not save you from it.
Well, you could find a strength and that would put that into logic?
I guess that's true, but... Where's it? Where's strength 3 is seriously... Yeah, that's logical strength 2 for sure, I'll cut. Where's logical strength 1? Who knows?
I can tell you 2 things. 1, we don't know, and 2, Mr. Mario doesn't care because they are diving right into Spirit Temple.
Oh, you absolutely beat Progression Spirit right now. No matter what else, you're getting that done.
Oh my gosh, could we be seeing the epic Strength 3 into Strength 2 into Strength 1?
Apparently, we're really looking at possibly finding our logical strength 1 last. No, yeah, I don't think Mario cares much about logic anymore. If it's strength 2 for fire arrows, the hammer could be pretty much anywhere. Yes, that is quite possible. And we do technically have unresolved Cacta Volvaji and Colossus to Baronade path hints. They're not all that relevant currently, but they technically are a thing.
And there's nothing left in CAC for us to retrieve, right?
No, we've seen everything.
Yeah, seen everything from Kakariko Village. Okay.
It has to be Nocturnal Magic, but whether that's for strengths, long shot, tuned lens, who knows what else right now, it's a mess. Do we find Go Mode or Logic first? That's a good question, Tannerin. What was the first trick they found? Child Spirit, which is behind Vanilla Requiem, which is behind the Lens and Shadow Temple, which is behind Din's Fire, which is behind the Composer Grave, which is behind Fires in the Goron City Maze left side chest, which is behind a logical strength 2, or Hammer, which is a complete mystery right now. Yeah, I think there's a good chance Mario goes back to DC Echo Spirit, unless the Boomerang's just right here, which it might be. Or Boomerang and Hammer both turn up here. No!
What? Okay.
Okay, that's Strength 3 in Adult Spirit, confirming that our Hammer must be available.
Okay, yeah. So the hammer is available. So now is when you want to focus on the logic.
You have to go back to logic, yeah. That means that Hammer must fire arrows to get us our lens, and from Spirit to go get your Requiem for Child Spirit Strength 1 to get Strength 2 from Deep Forest to get here. Oh man, now Aranaut's gotta go back all the way through Stone Forest, and that I think puts Mario in a solid lead that he's gotten all the forest done over Aranaut.
Yeah, I think so. Aranaut's cleared up through Courtyard, so yeah, still a big.
Also, hi Hammer. Speaking of things, well, hi.
I think that's a distinct advantage for Mario, but the hammer is in possession, or Aranaut is the one in possession of hammer, so...
That's fine. Okay, that fixes just about everything, yes, Purple. Does Aranaut do Force of Deku? I think possibly, yeah, just because he's already adult and the child transition takes ages. Aranaut also just doesn't have anything left in child to do, honestly. Deku is not an appealing play right now for him without a boomerang. Which could be right here.
Everything snapping into place.
Finally.
That's no mode for us then, isn't it? No. Yeah,
it is. It is no mode for us. Mario still needs to bomb back the Hammer of King to Dongo and technically some more skulls for lights. I'm not sure how many he's at. But that is no mode for us. Yeah, Mario should just skip checks if he plays smart. Mario needs to follow his logic back to his hammer, and he knows he's almost out of logical checks. So if he's kept anything resembling track of his logic, he should be able to find his hammer pretty quick after this. I just don't know how well Mario's been keeping track of this seed's logic because it's been such a mess.
So we can take the spaghetti off of our plate and put it into our filing cabinet. We've now got it nice and organized. We're ready. We're ready to finish off this race, so long as our runners... as long as Aranaut goes into Forest to find that second strength to go into Spirit, and as long as Mr. Mario tracks back their bombs and finishes off King Dodongo.
Yeah. Mario is forwards in DC, but he shouldn't... Assuming he's kept any sense of logic as we find our final bottle in the Spirit boss key chest. If Mario's managed to keep any sense of logic, which is difficult to say given how bad this seed's logic has been, but if Mario's been able to keep track of it, he should follow it back to DC because he knows with Strength 3 in Spirit and Strength 1 on Strength 3 in Adult Spirit and Strength 1 on Child Spirit that his hammer cannot be magic locked, which leaves him with very little in the way of checks. Hammer Riley is on King Dodongo. Basically a logical last location for Aranaut. Or pretty close to it. I mean, the GDG most shots is also Hammer Bomb Lock, and so is the Bombchu Bowling, but there's very little else left in logic for Mario, period.
It's a good question, but I think I think the play is clear here now that you are putting into place that hammer is what locks the fire arrows. You would stay within the logic.
Yeah. Alright, as expected, no keys no boss key in the basement loop of fire, which confirms that Nocturne slash magic, it's the same thing. In CAC or Path to Volvagia for Lens and Shadow to get Strength 1 from for Requiem of Colossus Fairy to get Strength 1 from Child Spirit to go climb fire. As it turns out, was in fact the final logic on that Path to Volve, and said Requiem is Path to Baronade because Child Spirit had Strength 1 and a key to get Strength 2, which were required to get, well, Strength 1 especially was required to get Strength 2 to go climb Adult Spirit to get your Boomerang. Alright, so, yeah, Boomerang's incredibly out of logic for Mario. It's behind everything else this seed's thrown at him. I mean, Mario can go mode Jabu, but if he chooses to not go mode Jabu, he'll lose a couple more minutes to it.
Now in a boss fight in the Spirit Temple. Mario versus Twinrova. Be kind to us, witches.
Hammer does no, Hammer doesn't lock Ring. It's strength. No, Hammer locks Ring because it locks Fire Arrows, which locks Lens, which locks Hammer locks Fire Arrows in the Ground City Maze, which locks Din's Fire on the Composer Grave, which locks access to Shadow Temple, which locks our Lens of Truth, which locks our crossing the wasteland to get to Spirit Temple to get Requiem Vanilla for logical strength 1 from Child Spirit. And again, the list of things that Hammer locks is a little bit silly. It locks all 3 strengths: Fire Arrows, Dins, Longshot, Lens. It locks, beating the seed, apparently. It locks double magic, actually. That one's on Hammer Chest. And some other loose ends besides. It's that whole thing.
It's the other wallet in Fire Temple.
Oh, nice. Then. Yeah, finally solved the seed's logic. Just took us pretty much the entire time. And that'll be Medallion 4 here. Medallion Dungeon 3 completed for Mario at just over 2 hours 30. Yeah, Hammer locks apparently every single Medallion Dungeon in the sea today.
This is not going to work out in Aranaut's favor, since they won't have the luxury of skipping as many checks as Mario.
No, because Aranaut doesn't have Strength 2 from the forest basement of all places. What a spot, honestly.
Yeah, that's especially when everything is pointing towards that spirit, that strength and child spirit not being not being logical. Yeah, that is just gross.
Yeah, we were going back and forth for so long over whether it was Hammer or Strength 2 for our Fire Arrows logic because the sequel's giving us hints towards both. Yep, Purple. Poe hovers to Storms and Crater for Scale the Well, for Rudo's Letter and Domain, Bombs on King Zora, Hammer on King Dongo, Fires in the Grand City Maze, to Dinson Composer Grave, to First Strength and to the Lens in Shadow, to Requiem, on Vanilla Requiem to First Strength and Child Spirit to get your other strength. You missed a few steps in there, Purple. It's even more silly. It's not First Strength in Shadow, it's First Strength behind Shadow Temple. No worries, Purple. I mean, this entire scene's just been such a mess. Oh yeah, shoutouts to Shadow Temple being triple path to Morpha today for Irons, Longshot, and Hoverboot, and Lens.
Yeah, this is straight to Jabu. It's not really buying Aranaut any time.
Not really, no. I think I'd give Mario a solid lead at this point. It's,
definitely so.
Unless he continues to go iLogic and goes out of GTG, I guess, there's really not much left for him in the game. And he has the information if he thinks about it to piece together where his hammer should be, but I don't know how much he's thinking about it because it's one thing to be sitting here in the commentary booth and talking and watching both of them play at the same time and think about logic. It's another thing to be actively playing the scene, executing the game, maybe being nervous about what if your opponent managed to find a way out of this mess, and it will be done any time at this point. It's a very different thing to be thinking about logic and playing the game at the same time. Yeah, he has information, and he also may have information over it at this point. I mean, if we're confused about logic, they almost certainly are too. They've both been to ice. Their first logical bomb bag, also the only bomb bag we've seen this seed somehow. I'm kind of surprised they didn't see an out of logical bomb bag. Our only logical bomb bag is on King Zora. There's the boss key for Aranaut, so at least for him, boss key being in Compass Chest means that you won't lose as much time to Mario because you have to go all the way to the top. We are in no mode, yes, Kirby fan. Finally, after 2.5 hours, we are in no mode. Neither of our runners are quite in go mode. Mario needs to follow logic to go finish DC for his hammer on King the Dongo. He does have a Rosa in there, so he can just go finish the place if he thinks about it. Aranaut needs to go do Child Spirit. Go back to Forest Temple, a stone, which he did the courtyards of a long while ago, to go get his Strength 2 from the basement chest of all places, to go get his Boomerang from Adult Spirit to be his go mode. Light Arrows are on 40 skulls. They both have the information. They're both pretty close. I'm not worried about that.
Oh yeah. The runners have been passively collecting their skulls on their way to 40.
Yep. They've known about the hint for a long while, so they've just been picking up skulls on the way the entire time.
Alright, so your mind's a bit frazzled from all the logic. You gotta keep it together on boss execution here. Mario is going in for this big chest.
And, nice bomb-locked bomb bag game. It's several different degrees of bomb-locked.
Which check was that?
Not rank chest.
Yeah, it was not rank chest.
I'm not sure which one that actually was, but it wasn't rank.
Map chest, okay.
Thanks, Purple. Could you imagine if we didn't get a hint where Denzo's, it would have been so confused? Yeah, possibly. I mean, there's still a decent chance they would have done Composer Grave as child, but perhaps one of them would have done it as adult and not gotten Dins for ages, which would have made for a whole different story. I've seen people skip Dins for Composer Grave chest for ages just because they routed adult Composer Grave instead and never had a reason to go back as a child. Don't hard logical last location your magic on chickens when the other one's on Composer Grave, please. Because I saw that before, is that both runners did Composer Grave as adult and then never went back as child because they didn't have much reason to. Yeah, that's true, Purple. If they missed Dins, they would have gotten Hammer a lot sooner.
Right, so the Aranaut needs to get themselves to Forest Temple. That will start them on the path to their strength, which will then get them the rest of what they need for go mode in the Spirit Temple. And Mr. Mario needs to go to Dongo's cavern.
Yeah. Dongo's cavern, I think, is more likely for Mario than Aranaut, assuming Mario's kept at each track of logic, though who knows.
I think so, especially with Furor's still set.
In there, yeah. Aranaut needs to go for density, I guess, but GTG's also an appealing play for him. I don't know, honestly, with him. That's such a terrible location for Strength 2. Aranaut will be in functional go mode once he gets Strength 2 because Boomerang is an Adult Spirit.
Yeah, this is This is looking to be like a bit too much of a lead here for Aranaut, and pretty comfortable for Mr. Mario at this point. But
yeah, unless Mario decides to, I don't know, go full clear Water Temple or full clear GTG, I guess he could, which he could go do. I'm not sure why he would, but he could do it. I think Mario's got a solid lead if he goes back to DC before doing GTG or Water, which I think are his other two main plays. They'd be confusing plays, but they are options, technically, for him. I mean, there's not a lot in GTG, and there's not a lot in Water, it's just that there's more than 0 checks. Yeah, Mario has Strength 2 to make GTG a bit more appealing.
I wonder if you start from the assumption that that Strength and Child Spirit is Strength 1, if that pushes you to Forest. I can't wrap my head around that one though.
I mean, the thing too is we don't know how much our runners understand of this logic, considering how complicated it is too. And I think this is a Deku play for Aranaut potentially, which unfortunately we know will not pay out. That place was completely useless. It makes sense, it's a bunch of really quick checks. Unfortunately, Mario did this a long time ago, and there was nothing interesting in it.
Yep.
Oh, bowling as well. Which is a smart choice for him, though we know it's not it.
I do like...
Yeah, oh, purple, absolutely! They are certainly absolutely capable of putting it together involving fire arrows. But they also may have gotten... And also, how much are they actively thinking about it? I mean, yes, Mario absolutely should know Hammer's early Asian logic. It's not the most complicated logic ever, all things considered. He just has to go do it, more or less.
Yeah, it is... I mean, it's the main reason that you keep notes, you know, as you're running, just so you get 2 hours and 40 minutes into the seed, and you can walk back through it.
Strength 3 is an adult spirit, Wayfaring Fox. Yeah, the strength isn't incredibly complicated, it's just that we didn't find the logic to get the strengths for forever. Because we couldn't tell between our patterns and the item placements if it was logical strength 2 or logical hammer to get fire arrows, because there were signs of both. And it sure took a while to find it. No, Wayfaring Facts. Adult Spirit is 1. Logical Strength 1 is in Child Spirit. Behind... Logical Strength 1 is in Spirit behind Requiem, which is Vanilla, which is behind a Lens and Shadow Temple. Strength 2 is in the Forest Temple basement chest. Strength 3 is Adult Spirit Climb. Aranaut might be completely befuddled by the strengths. I mean, this scene's just been such a confusing pile of spaghetti. Murphy's on Marinade. 10 hearts for Mario. Yeah, Segway, both critters dodged storms for a really long time. And that's how the seed goes. That's how Rando goes sometimes, and... that certainly was a complicated one. I need to step away for a couple minutes, I'll be back.
No worries, I'll guide us through the treasure chest game. It's a right, left. Right, left, left. Mario heading back to adults. Right, left, left, left. Oh, I missed the first chest then. My bad. Alright, so Mario heading adult. The Aranaut. Gonna save and quit to Goron City. That is the child spawn. Yeah, this is going to spin them further away from the Forest Temple where their basically their go mode awaits them. It's Strength 2 in the basement of Forest Temple, which will then lead to Rang in Spirit Temple. That's where Mario is at this moment. 5 medallions in, needing the hammer from King Dongo to complete Fire Temple. Gonna pick up Prelude, which is always nice. Been nicer to have it, not 2 hours and 44 minutes into the seed, but just gonna briefly check, make sure our medallions are what we think they are, and head on out to Market. Well, this is certainly... Oh, hold on. Going to throw a big rock in the air. Yeah, I think that Mario may not be on the path. So that they may not have the hammer logic straightened out in their head. However, in terms of the race, they have Ferora's Wind into Dongo's cavern, so it's just a matter of time. Really. I agree. This would indicate that they are not hunting the hammer, quote unquote, correctly. But ooh, this is back to child. Uh-oh, this is gonna give... No, okay. Yeah. I mean, this is... Yes, I'm just trying to be objective. Just saving some time there. Warping out of the OGC Fairy Fountain. Gonna take a look at Tektite Grotto. Alright, just a red rupee there in Tektite Grotto. We know that it's gonna be nothing that Mario needs until they get to Dongo's cavern, but this could give you a little bit of insight into what they're thinking at this very moment.
Alright, I'm back. Mario's going to GTG?
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he's going to give some time back to Aranaut, which is what Aranaut needed to get back into this race.
For sure, because this ain't it. Yes, for Mario.
Yeah, this is an unfortunate turn of events for Mario here.
And he still has a good few minutes lead because Aranaut has both Jabu and Spirit to do, and Forest, which is quite a bit of time. But it's more than it's not no time. Mario is giving more than zero, is giving time up. So, welcome in to Silver Gauntlets rating with a party of 27. Welcome in from our Challenge Cup raiders, coming from their own Season 6 restream. Hope you're doing well. Hope your race was interesting. We're 2 hours and 46 minutes into a complete and total mess of hot garbage.
It is a mess, but it has been divined for us now.
We figured it out eventually. It just took us 2.5 hours. We've seen some 4-hour seeds in the Challenge Cup. This is not the first Season 6 race that is going close to 3 hours or more. I'm honestly not sure if this will be sub 3 at this rate for Mario, especially with how deep that fire boss key is.
Oh yeah, I don't believe... I think we're going to be sniffing somewhere around 3:15, given Mario's current plan, yeah.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Purple is summarizing the seed up. Yeah, Mario can go back to DC anytime he wants. He just needs to decide to go back to DC. I think Mario's decided F logic, apparently, because if he had followed logic, he wouldn't be here.
I do think that the plan is to go to DC after this, since they do have Furores set, so you could just finish up GTG here and Furores into DC.
I hope so, at least. Yeah, there are a few logical checks here in GTG. Sure, behind the hookshot, which was also in DC, but there's not a ton.
It's a very fair point.
Oh yeah, we're gonna finally see that Frog's one check for Aranaut, which he didn't do earlier. Hammer locks long shots by every convoluted thing there is in the seed, but hookshot, no.
Yeah, and before we realized that hammer locked everything, we knew that fire arrows, of all items in this blessed game, locked everything.
Fire arrows locked everything, and we couldn't figure out what locked fire arrows.
Yeah, so coming back here behind the hook is an okay play, but pushing the silver block here, I don't believe this is even with...
This is not. This is so... Mario has the information to know this cannot be hammered. That's going to be a baby big chest. Oh no.
Here's the bait.
Nice gold scale game.
You fool, it's the gold scale. Oh dear. Alright, so... Oh no!
Oh no, Mario! He's setting for roars. Why is he setting for roars in here?
What? This is a...
He's going to Water Temple now? He doesn't have that much left in GTG. It's the Ice Statue in the Fire Ring room. It's like 3 checks. It only takes him like 2 or 3 minutes to do that. Mario? Hello? I would have just spent like 2 minutes to finish the scene and that it doesn't. He only has a couple checks left in GTG. He should have a toilet hint. I'm not sure why he'd be able with like 3 checks left in there.
Okay, so Aranaut getting another reprieve. I thought that was surely it whenever he pulled out Furor's Wind, but...
no, it's Water Temple for Mario. Maybe metagaming a little bit because Aranaut's not done. It has to be somewhere silly. I guess Mario's given up completely on the logic because this is not it. Iron Boots we're in Shadow Temple. This is absolutely not the place to be. I mean, Purple, even if you count the keys to know the Ice Statue is a key, you don't set Furor's Wind in there for a grand sum of like 2 items, or however much it is. You can see the Medallion Stone layout on the middle of your free stream. And yeah, the enemy's room, exactly, Purple. There's only like 3 checks he can do in there, keys or not. I'm not sure why he just didn't finish them in that trip. Aranaut is basically down to forest and the rest of water, yeah, and I really hope Aranaut doesn't try the rest of Water Temple.
There's Minuet!
Okay,
ooh, big for Aranaut.
This is good for him, but does he have enough time is the problem, and I don't know if he does. There's just only so much in the game for Mario to do.
I mean, given what Mr. Mario's intended plan is with that Furor's Wind, I mean, it could be a while before they dip their toes back into Dongo's cavern.
I mean, yes, but also Mario's done DC. He's done Forest, he's done his Medallion Dungeons, he's done Ice, he's done Well, he's done GTG. There's only so many checks in the game left for Mario to do, is the problem.
Aranaut still has Jabu. That's the big kicker. I keep failing to realize that Aranaut has Jabu left to do.
Yes, Aranaut has more left to finish. Like Deep Fire is, like Aranaut has all of Adult Spirit and Jabu to do. Even though Jabu will be go mode and the good chunk of Adult Spirit will be go mode, I'm pretty sure it's still longer than doing all of Fire Temple for Mario. So it's close. I don't know if the rest of Forest takes several minutes, and I don't know if that's enough time for Aranaut. Boomerang is an adult spirit. I wouldn't call it. It's in the invisible chest, which is a decent ways in. Yeah, like Aranaut has some time. Mario is definitely giving time back to Aranaut. I just don't know if it's enough time because there's so much to do. I think the biggest kicker for Aranaut this seed, he's played very well. They both have, despite the seeds everything. It's just those hover boots off Dompe making her late for Aranaut due to unfortunate time of day timing. And I think that might have been just the efficiency losses from that might have been the biggest kicker here.
Yeah, that snowball of efficiency with the Dompe digging.
No way, more big
really?
Chests for Mario.
Poor Mario.
Oh my god. Oh man, it's such a seat. It's just a one seat, really. Alright, which big chest is this? Last bomb back. Nice. Thanks.
Mocking Mr. Mario.
That does confirm that we figured that had to be the case anyway, that King's Orb was our first logical bomb back of all things. Yay! Thanks,
Hello,
game.
VXR. We have finally untangled a mess here in the commentary booth, but our runners have yet to untangle in the same manner.
No. We know that Mario hasn't untangled it, because if he had, he wouldn't be here. Aranaut's getting there. He's in Forest. He'll have his strength 2 in another, 5 to 7 minutes? Not sure exactly how long it takes to get from here to the basement chest, but once he has that, he'll be in effective go mode.
Yeah, and really, it's such an interesting point that if we didn't have that Dens hint, that we would have ran into the hammer sooner. I mean, this is
well, a decent chance that, yeah, somebody would have done it. Because they both did compose our Gravest Child because of the Dins hint, but if they hadn't gotten it, they might have done it as adult and gotten it Dins much later. I mean, they could have gone either way, we don't know, but that could have changed how this seed went very drastically.
Now, it could have, but also, you need to go to Stone Forest to get a strength, so that's also pretty cruddy. So,
yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, finding Hammer earlier could have presented its own problems in the back portion of the race, so who's to say, honestly?
Yeah. I mean, they could have gotten it in since he got Zelda's Child, but who knows? It's always the what-ifs with Rando. Imagine this scene as a qual. Oh jeez, Purple. This scene as a qual would have been a disaster, I think. I mean, consider these two are veterans of the game. They've been playing this game for well over 3 years, I'm pretty sure, for them both, and they're not some freakness by any means.
Rang is very
Is Mario going back to Phantom Ganon?
Oh no.
This is him going back for Phantom Ganon.
Well, Mario completing all their stones here.
Oh, Mario's gonna very much feel bad once he finally gets his hammer. It just is going to be a whole thing. I mean, we don't know if Aranaut's gonna clear out of here before Hammer either. Tannerin saying if this was a call, one random person self-raised a seed and the other 110 players all random themselves to a 4-hour seed. Quite possibly. I mean, even with a seed this wonky, if you have 100 people playing it, someone will find a reasonably efficient way to do it. I don't know if it would necessarily be sub 3, considering that even these two are having a really bad day with it, but, I think Mario gave up on logic, honestly, at this point.
I think that they believe that their strength 2 is in logic. I think that is just the mindset that they believe that the strength 2 is in logic. It could be something as simple as in their notes that they had fire arrows were just in Goron City Maze and not, you know, it wasn't left side. You know, it could be something as, you know, mundane as that, which would really stink for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the case of you might just not be thinking too much about them, because again, it's one thing to talk about this even in commentary booth, and we're still confused despite that. Or we were still confused despite being in the commentary booth. It's another thing to be playing this, to be thinking about logic and playing the scene at the same time, which is a very different story, with all the pressure, too, of being in Top 64. I really hope Mario goes back to DC.
Yeah, not even giving it the time of day.
I don't know where else he goes. Yeah, probably seen everything else in the game, just about. Pepperoni, this he does bad. Yeah, he could go back the last couple checks in GTG. I don't even know why he skipped those in the first place. He's going back to the last couple checks in GTG. Mario, I don't even know why he left.
Yeah, it's a good question.
It's 3 checks. I'm not even sure why he. Oh, okay, maybe 4. I'm not sure if he did Beamus. It's only a couple of checks left. I don't even know why he just didn't just do them all in this one trip.
I mean, I'm sure the answer that he'll tell you is that he thought, well, he didn't have any time to spare. So
possibly, I don't know. I mean, this has just been such a roller coaster for everyone, I think. Small chest. Aranaut is almost all the way through Forest now, which is good for him. I just don't know if he has enough time with Mario being where he is. I mean, Mario could try fire for a hammer, but I think I don't know that he will do that at this point. Rang is in Adult Spirit, but Aranaut will get that once he gets there. A hammer is on King the Dongo for Mario. He has logical clues to get him there. I think he's just decided to ignore them or something. We're not entirely sure. And is instead just pushing density.
Yeah, I wonder. I also wonder if the CAC path is tripping them up. I mean, I guess
it's possible, because that one was confusing us too for a bit. Mario at least does remember he had toileting for bomb shoes, so he's not going to go do that. And here's strength 2 for Aranaut.
Alright, now they are continuing. They're going to kill Phantom Ganon.
I mean, just because it's, I guess, doesn't want to have to come back here. Fair enough.
Yeah, it is fair enough.
A little
unfortunately for them, they don't realize that they are strenuously racing against the clock.
Minuet for Mario's. This tells me this is more likely fire than DC. And okay, Aranaut changes.
Okay,
good.
Yeah, that is a good call to leave. I agree with the assessment there. It's way too safe of a play against the 8 seed, especially a runner as just prolific in their accomplishments as Mr. Mario is. A veteran of many different settings.
Firebowski's all the way on Conker's chest, so that's going to take Mario a while to beat the place, especially with this double dip that he's apparently doing. Boomerang is in a Spirit Invisible chests. This double dip is good for Aranaut. I think Mario is going to double dip fire, which is good for Aranaut. I just don't know if it's enough time, because that's always the issue, is time. Aranaut did do Boomerang just a long while back, so he has a little bit of Jabu done, but did not have Rose at the time to set it in there, so I still have to get back there. I'd honestly forgotten about that, but Aranaut does have a little Jabu done, which does help him a bit. I'm just not sure.
And they will be able. I mean, like I said, they will be able to go mode it, even though that's not a big difference.
Aranaut found a 40 hit. They both have it. They will. The light arrows are not the problem for them.
Oh boy, this is super rough now for Mario, and this, like you said, this is going to give Aranaut a cushion. I mean, they have an opportunity here. It just depends
really
on
hard
their time.
It's really hard to tell right now. I want to say Mario still has a lead. Spirit into Fire Jabu is still quite a bit of time. Mario, you don't have a hammer. You can't go do that. I don't know why he just went to that chest, I'll be honest, but okay. that pillar. But anyway, stress perhaps getting to Mario 7 at this point. It's been 3 hours, and it's been a bit of a rough time for them both. Because getting the hammer out of DC won't take too long. It's on King of Dongo, but it's not. Mario's already gotten through to the staircase room, so it's 3-4 minutes maybe. It's not a ton, but it is some amount of time for Aranaut, plus finishing fire all the way up the compass chest. As Aranaut is like, really? It's at strength 3. Now I'm curious how, yeah, Aranaut is just gonna do the checks here. And yes, that is our collection of paths. Cactus, Double Patrick, Dongo, and Volvagia in some combination for Nocturne and Magic. We don't know which, and it's largely a moot point. Shadow is Pathomorpha for one of Iron Group's Longshot or Lens. I need to update that to be Longshot, not Hookshot. And Goron's is Path Twin Orbit for Fires to get you Din's Fire to get you the rest of the seed. And Desert Colossal's Path to Baronade for Vanilla Requiem to get Strength 1 from Child Spirit.
I was in and out there for just a moment. Have we wished our audience a happy 3 hours? Because if not, happy 3 hours.
We have not. Happy 3 hours, everyone. It's been an adventure.
Star, can you run through our volunteers here as we watch our runners desperately find their remaining items?
Mario has done the first couple checks in DC. He set for Roars in the staircase room earlier, having not done compass chest, but did not continue, but has since cleared it. So, give our runners a follow, Mr. Mario and the Aranaut, who was just at Go Mode with Boomerang, as my co-com Hagmania, and our trackers, Purple and Nakashika, as well as our lovely race monitor, a creative username. Thank you all so much. I think Mario just about has to be going to DC now. There's really nothing left in the game for him, but I don't know.
Crater Fairy into DC?
He can't do Crater Fairy. He
might
do
can't. He doesn't have Hammer!
He might do. I think he's going for DMT Fairy and maybe DMC Grotto, because I don't remember if he did that either.
That's fair.
But he has to go DC at some point soon. He's done everything else in this game.
Yeah, this is actually gonna come down to an exciting finish here.
Yeah, this is very close all of a sudden, despite everything.
You know, Mario, just to remind our audience, Mario does have to climb up to, is that Compass Chest?
It's Compass Chest, we saw that earlier.
Yes, we have seen Fire Boss Key. So that's a little bit of climbing there. So Aranaut is gonna head into Twin Rova. Hooking the Great, gonna find Iron Knuckle. Yeah, it's, I mean, going right into DC here is still going to put Mario into...
They are both... Well, Aranaut is basically in go mode. He technically doesn't have lighters in his inventory, but he'll go pick this up before going to Ganon's. They're on 40 skulls. They both have to hit for 2.5 hours at least by now, I'm pretty sure. That's not an issue.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is...
Yeah, this is a... I think this might be a full last location DC for Mario.
This is going to be the end of Aranaut's run here, though they're going to run out of time with Mario now into Dongo's cavern.
Yeah. Mario's no longer giving time away at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, bienvenue Papicron avec un raid de 106. Merci beaucoup pour le raid. Bienvenue à tous. Nous sommes à 3h07 d'une sida 6 entre Mario et les Aranaut. Mario cherche son amour sur le King de Dongo. Aranaut est Dongo mode, effectivement. We like to host sans cirque skull, and I'm switching back to English before Trails yells at me for welcoming our French readers in French. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the
Hey
raid.
guys, welcome in. Welcome in. As I let my very talented co-coms give you the spiel here. It has been quite the ride for our runners. It's Mr. Trez's wild ride here, and the runners are begging off, but Mario is close. They're gonna find the hammer here on King Dongo.
Yep. And thanks, Xuddy Cracks. I do try to improve my French regularly. I am actually on the Season 6 and Challenge Cup French restream teams. I speak the English, French, and Mandarin, so it sometimes comes up. I try to stick mostly to English since this is an English channel. But yeah, Twinrova's down, Mario's pushing the block. The end is in sight. This has been one long seed. It says something that runners over this caliber are still going at 3 hours and 8 minutes and are not on Ganon, or even have 6 medallions.
Yeah, from our perspective, it was 2 hours and 45 minutes of agony, followed by the logic snapping into place, followed by watching our runners not being able to capitalize on the logic snapping into place, followed into now, as we see. Really, honestly, this is gonna be close with the fire climb. Honestly, the major differences are really, as we mentioned before, a snowball effect of time of day routing, which is kind of wild to think about. The Aranaut not being able to procure the hover boots from Downpay Digging as efficiently as Mr. Mario, and I still think that's playing most of the time difference.
Yeah.
Not all of the time difference. I mean, I would say throughout the race that you definitely see Mr. Mario pick up time here and there, just based upon movement and other tactics, but giving away a little bit here at the end to Aranaut, who did divine the right play into Forest Temple to find their second strength, which will give them the rank and Spirit Temple, and now they're in go mode.
Yeah, Aranaut getting 40 as child, interestingly. Perhaps gonna climb river, head up river as child? I'm not sure. I think Serenade's still slightly faster than going up river, but okay. That's a play. I guess it saves a save clip. Yeah, true, yeah. It is unusual the last location item on King Dongo, but that's just how this seed goes. These bottlenecks were not available once I get light arrows for them both, and they are now both officially in go mode at 3:40, 3:10, 42.
Synchronized go modes with Jabu Jabu's Belly for the Aranaut and Fire Temple for Mr. Mario.
Okay, back to fire for Mario. And Aranaut swimming to Jabu now.
And we'll watch effective use of Ferora's Wind throughout the Fire Temple climb here from Mario. Yeah, that'd be a little bit of a... I think we do have a bit of a race here.
Yeah, that, Mario has to go all the way to Compass Chest for his boss key, and Aranaut already has Rank Chest done, so this is quite close. I think if Aranaut hadn't done Rank Chest, Mario might have more of a lead, but it's really hard to say right now. Is it? Because just doing Rank Chest takes a good couple minutes. Prelude is vanilla BXR, which, well, yeah.
As Mr. Mario topples a flare dancer, we will see Aranaut grabbing Rudo and heading deeper into the belly. Clear out some tentacles. The Furor's usage. Alright, so that's one since they've been... one usage of Furor's win since Mario has entered into the Fire Temple. Shaving off seconds left and right.
Yep. Yeah, if the child save point is completely useless for Aranaut, it's in front of the Goron City shop. So yeah, he'll be playing Serenade to get to the owl for going back adult, which will take him a little bit of time. Oopsies, checking Rudo does not help when the race is this close. Every little thing matters at this point. And these runners both have to be stressing it's 3 hours and 14 minutes in. Your opponent could be done at any time. You know that this has been an unusually long control scene, but that you kind of missed something on both sides. So you don't know where your opponent is, and you know every second matters. Nice bomb usage there for Aranaut to help clear out some of the berry. Oh yeah, Mario might do Pierre too. I forgot that, because Aranaut didn't have it set. I thought she ever did set Pierre.
No, I think Aranaut did Pierre. It's a small key.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah, but yeah, Mario might end up also doing that. I don't remember, frankly, the key layout. I was looking up the challenge to see who they'll be playing next. So the winner of this, whoever that ends up being, because I still can't tell, will be playing the winner of the Gaveroni versus Mr. Martin match earlier today. Won't spoil who that was, since that only just finished during this race, in fact. This was in chat, please. And the loser of this will face a loser of Martin and Gav.
We see one of the competitors doing some scouting as Gaveroni is in the chat.
Yep, speaking of, hey Gav, GG's on the race earlier, however that turned out for you. Yeah, Fire Bosky is on the compass chest, so Mario is going pretty much all the way.
Is Aranaut in the lead?
I think he might actually be, yeah, because he's on Big Octo and Mario only just got to Map Chest. Compass Chest is a long way up. But at the same time, the age transition for Aranaut is going to take him a few minutes. It's close.
Yeah, Serenade into age change, that's what? 75 seconds?
I do not know the exact timing. Prelude is vanilla C-square, so Aranaut is not getting it. Until it's too late to matter in any case. He'll get it when he goes adult, but by that point it'll be completely useless for him.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, this is the Scarecrow locked check here in Fire Temple for Mario. Yeah, this is a key. I'm pretty sure this is a small key.
I honestly do not remember, to be honest. It's been a long 3.5 hours. Alright, Baronade for Aranaut as Mario collects a small key from Pierre. Know that this is a 20-minute delay, so please do not spoil if you're looking in the race room. Yeah, this has been a remarkably close race, despite the everything, the hover boots that were early detriment for Aranaut, the whole adventures with Mario in Shadow Temple, the strength upgrades. Everything about this seems logic, really. They're remarkably close here as we head to the finish line.
Yeah. Mario giving away a bit of their lead there with the extra checks for Hammer. Again, we understand the reasonableness of it. Oh, as that is the boss key. Whew, this is close. It is still a Volvagia fight, though, for Mario. So really giving away the time there to Aranaut as they were searching for Hammer. But, I mean, this is such are the margins in Top 64 here of Season 6.
Yeah, Mario's hitting the pillar down. He plays on VC, so this is faster than save quitting. Whee! You don't have to do this, you can just use hover boots or even the glitchless jump to get over to the platform, but on Virtual Console, which these guys both play on, save quits do take quite some time.
This is insanely close!
This really is, as Aranaut's heading for the L as Mario arrives to Volvagia.
Mario does have Prelude because they completed Jabu first.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's going to be a Volvagia death cutscene as well that Mario has to sit through.
Yeah, and they both have BGS that turned up on Link to Goron a very long time ago.
What more can you want? Execution in Ganon's castle. Gonna decide this race.
Yep.
Alright, Volvagia down. Aranaut is pulling the Master Sword. It's gonna be a prelude from Mario. As we are coming down to a razor-thin margin here between our runners. Temple of Time for the Aranaut.
Does lose a few seconds.
Prelude loses a couple seconds. Oh my god, they're back walking out of Temple of Time.
Yeah, and Aranaut actually failed the song too and had to play it a second time. The little things that matter when the race is this close.
Mario also with the medallion cutscene. They need to get out! Game, please! Mario needs to play Prelude and get out of Temple of Time.
Yeah. Okay, chat typing how when they leave Temple of Time. Thank you.
That is the Rainbow Bridge here for the Aranaut as they enter the cutscene at 3:20:45. An Aranaut, a potential upset looming here for the underdog, the 57 seed against the 8 seed here. We are 3 hours and 21 minutes into this race, Season 6, Winners Bracket, Round 1. We're in the castle.
Yep, we are. 30-second difference between the two Temple of Times, apparently, for our runners. That is very close indeed.
Aranaut representing the French community, is that right? That's correct?
Yep, Francophones. Aranaut is from Switzerland, to be specific.
Swiss, yeah. So, Aranaut, part of the very large French community Francophone community of OoTR, and Mario is from Canada. Do they also speak French?
No, Mario's American, not Canadian.
Oh, he's American, not Canada. I'm sorry. I was thinking of what the hell's actually. Sorry. My apologies, Mario.
Wrong top runner.
Yes.
There are a lot of people in the OTR community, and we have been going for 3.5 hours. Apologies if our brains are a bit fried.
Yes, my apologies. Alright, so Aranaut, now climbing the tower.
To be fair, I've also mixed up Aranaut's nationality before. It's, things are hard, but then, yeah, they're both very close here as they head into the tower, and
That's 1 Iron Knuckle down, 2 Iron Knuckles down, climbing up to the Ganondorf fight.
Very nice for Aranaut. No real troubles on the Knuckles, because that could have made a difference if he had trouble. They both have 10 hearts and double defense, to be fair, so it's not too bad. It's been an adventure, this race.
A bit of a troll by the Stalfos there. Mario coming screaming behind Aranaut. Just a few seconds behind. There is no margin for error here for Aranaut. They have to continue executing.
Yeah, even something like just falling down the tower on Ganondorf could make a difference on a race this tight. We've got a nail-bitingly close race. You'll never beat me with the light arrows from Kakariko Village. Thanks.
In fact, we have found the light arrows. Aranaut now entering into the Ganondorf fight.
Yeah, that GT... I mean, there's any number of things that are making up this, 20, 30s. Just under 30 seconds, apparently, according to chat. Just
We
under
have
30
to reflect
seconds apart.
a light orb, shoot a light arrow, connects. Aranaut, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 hits down, and there goes Ganondorf. Aranaut entering into the Ganon fight now.
Yeah. But yeah, any number of things can be this 30-second difference. It could have been GTG, it could have been, that second trip through Shadow Temple. Almost anything really can be 30 seconds, but that's just how close this race is. It's within 30 seconds of the race here.
Aranaut now into the Ganon fight. The cutscene is playing as he looks to knock off 8th seed Mr. Mario. Gotta be feeling the pressure now as you're into the Ganon fight, thinking Mario could finish at any moment. You've been thinking that for the past half hour. And here you are in the Ganon fight, trying to clutch it out. Alright, we need some clean phases here for Aranaut. Else Mario waiting right behind to strike.
And then cutscene apart, essentially. This is a very close race here. Within 30 seconds is one of the closest this ESR has seen. We've seen closer, but this is up there.
Phase 1 down for Era.
Oh yeah, both of these absolutely have to be expecting their opponent to not done at any second. They're probably wondering how their opponent isn't done by now.
Era now into phase 2, grabbing the Master Sword. As Mr. Mario cleaning up phase 1. Era can feel the pressure mounting as they are in this Ganon fight.
Oh, not getting the tail here.
Not getting the tail strikes. As Mr. Mario is... Oh, there it is. Alright, phase 2 down for Aranaut. This is going to be a good game. Whew, get your GGs in chat. An exciting finish after we had no idea what was going on for the first 2.5 hours of this run. Oh, it all snapped into place. And 55 minutes later, we are now going to see a winner.
GG's here to the Aranaut, finishing up first and going to move on to winner's bracket round 2 with an official time of 3:25.55. Mr. Mario just behind here, going to finish as well with a slash and dice. And going to kill the pig with an official race time. That GG time of... Give the cutscene a minute, because it always takes a bit. And Mario finishing with a time of 3:26.19. GG's to both of our runners. What a race!
Oh man, good game to both of our runners. What an exhilarating finish that was. Finishing moments behind each other. A topsy-turvy race with many ups and downs. Mario in the lead for most of it. Unfortunately, letting time slip away here and there, hunting for that hammer. Aranaut plugging away, doing what they did all through quals, trying to play a consistent game, came out on top as the 57th seed advances into winner's bracket round 2, sending the 8th seed down into losers. Mr. Mario will have to mount a comeback through losers. A big winning streak if they're hoping to become the Season 6 champion.
Oh, for sure. So, Our runners will understandably not be joining us for an interview. Aranaut, being in Switzerland, it's 48 minutes past midnight. I think he's off to bed. And poor Mario is understandably decided after this rest of a race with everything that's happened, Mario is also declined interviews all, but GG's to them both. What a seed. A lot of back and forth, and quite a lot of messiness too. Let's see, I'm gonna skimming through the chat. Mario apparently forgot strength was required in fire. Mario said in chat, in race time, you can tell chat I forgot strength was required in fire. So he assumed that Hammer had to be behind. He assumed that Hammer had to be behind the cag path and they forgot all about fire arrows, I assume. Which, well, that's how the rando goes. Let's see, any other particular thoughts? Yeah, they are. Yeah, okay, that's what he was doing, is he was finding the cag path evolve and everything behind that mess. Neither of them were real about the seeds logic. Yep, and we had the conversation about Shadow Temple, but man, what a race.
Yeah, it's always, it's just so heartbreaking when you're on the losing side of something like that, when you just didn't piece it together in the right order. I mean, hats off to Mario. They played out of their mind throughout, through the actual execution of the seed, just that they did not follow that logical path towards the hammer, and that ended up costing them, honestly. So they're going to have to regroup and make a charge through the loser's bracket.
For sure, but that's how Rando goes. As I mentioned several times during the race, it's one thing to talk about a race in the commentator's booth or in the chat. It's a very different thing to be playing the seed and thinking about the logic at the same time, and these guys both did a pretty decent job, all things considered, with how much of the seed just threw at them, with all of the everything that it gave them too.
Yeah, this is as much a mental exercise as anything else, and being able to juggle all that information while performing, on the controller it is no easy task for anyone. And when you're in the top 64, anyone is ripe for an upset, as we've seen time and time again throughout the winners bracket already. So, this is the type of action that you'll see throughout this entire tournament. It's exemplary of just top quality runners, and the slightest of margins mattering so much in these races.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of the closest races I've commentated in a long time, and what a nail-biter.
Yeah, not knowing the result of Gaveroni and Mr. Martin, I would not want to be playing Mr. Mario in this loser bracket round. I think they're going to come out with a fire, if I had to guess anything. And I hope you've got your best running shoes on, Gaveroni and or Mr. Martin.
The other's gotten Aranaut, also no shabby player, as we saw today.
Absolutely not. Not taking anything away from our Swissman, Aranaut, putting on a fabulous show. Just like I said, they're showing the same type of consistency from the quals into this race. Just running a good race, and that's enough. Running a good race can be enough.
Absolutely. Aranaut showing why he's been either a top 64, top 32 runner, or a high challenge cup seed for several years running now. Gav and Mr. Martin, both also veterans of the Randomizer. Martin also Mr. Mario's co-op partner, so should be interesting to see how those matchups will shake out, for sure.
Lots of exciting action still to come in this tournament. Stay tuned to Zelda Speedruns. I'll let Star take us out. Thank you guys so much for being with us today. Star, you have the honors, please.
Excellent. So you may go check out said bracket at the link in the chat. And please do give both of our runners a follow. MrMario7788 and the Aranaut, both fantastic runners. If you want to see more OoTR action, they're great to watch. Great deal of fun. Thank you also so much, Techmania, for joining me on the comms for this adventure, and to our two trackers, Purple and Nakashika, who stuck with us through all of this, and tracked all of those items as they eventually showed up. Thanks so much. As well as to our creative username for doing race monitoring and helping us out with the race. Much appreciated as always for your work as well. If you want to get more information about the tournament, be picking about announcements and everything else. And then realize yourself if you haven't yet. Please join our Discord. And if you want to join the commentary or checking teams, we always welcome new volunteers. You may find the link in the chat as well. Please also don't hesitate to follow us at twitch.tv/thesilvergauntlets, as well as our ZSR channels, ZSR main, ZSR2, ZeldaSpeedRuns_3 here, and ZeldaSpeedRuns_4 for more action. Twitch.tv/thesilvergauntlets, who rated us earlier, being the host of the challenge for the tournament for the runners who placed 65th through 128th in the qualifiers. Also a great deal of fun and more action to follow if you so choose. Coming up on the ZSR schedule, we've got a busy week. Plenty more races coming up. Tomorrow we'll be starting the day off, it looks like, with noon Eastern with the Minish Cap Randomizer weekly race. We'll also have a couple more OoTR matches. We'll have Sponge vs. Master Alex at 1 p.m. Eastern, that'll be on ZSR Main, and then 6 hours later at 7 p.m. Eastern we'll have Vacuous vs. Sora, also on ZSR Main. More races coming up throughout the week. We've also got the semifinals of the Majora's Mask Randomizer Mystery Tournament coming up, and more races besides. Keep an eye on the schedule, give us a follow, and stay tuned for more action. But this shall be it for us here tonight. So we're going to go over and raid, speaking of the Challenge Cup. We'll be raiding one of our Challenge Cup runners here, Decoy Troy, who is playing in the weekly race here. They're 53 minutes in. No idea how that's going, but we'll have a look at that. Thanks for watching all, and we will see you next time.